All right, here we go. Oschino, welcome back to VladTV.
I'm glad to be back so soon. I like that.
Hey, man, everyone in the comments were like, yo, Oschino need to be a regular guest. You need to bring him on again, So, I read the comments and I pay attention, and here we are.
And YouTube comments usually be hard. They harsh. People on YouTube harsh.
Oh, they bash me on my own channel.
Yeah, I don't read my comments because they say something. They have me mad all day. I'm like, I'm a human being. I don't act like I don't be mad about it. I really be mad about it. Like, man.
It's a little too close to home, right?
Yeah, sometimes they say something, like, especially if you're having a bad day, they say something to you like, why did I read this? You know what I mean? So, I don't be reading the comments too often, man. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot has gone on since our last interview.
Lots going on.
And the biggest of which is an interview that I did with Piers Morgan along with Jaguar Wright and a lawyer lady. And Jaguar Wright said some pretty crazy stuff. She said basically that Jay-Z and Beyonce were keeping people against their will and putting them on planes while they're unconscious.
But that's my thing, right?
Have you ever seen, when you were Roc-A-Fella, did you ever see Jay-Z drug someone and put him on a plane?
No.
You're sure, right?
Positive. But my thing is, even if they was doing that, say if they was doing that, how would she know?
Right.
But I'm scared of Jaguar Wright, though. So, like, I won't say nothing about her because she Jaguar Wright, I don't want no trouble from you. Like, she don't play no games. She don't got no picks neither. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean,
is it entertainment? But people starting to believe her because she on Piers Morgan. Like, that's a major platform to be on.
Yeah, I've been on Piers Morgan like maybe 4 or 5 times. So he asked me to be on this one panel. And then when I saw the names and I saw her name on it, I was just going to cancel. But I'm like, you know something? I'm going to stick around and do it, and I'm going to address the nonsense.
I think she just getting money. I think she just found a way to get money and just run up with that. I mean, because...
Well, she actually sang on a Jay-Z song
a while back. Yeah. She definitely got skills. She can sing.
Right, and I think when Jay-Z did the Unplugged, she was one of the backup singers.
When they had the band, she was there,
Yeah, so did you ever see her around Roc-A-Fella at all?
No, I never saw her, but I know who she is. I mean, she been popping. I mean, she just changed her lane to doing the podcast stuff. I mean, but I think with the Puff Daddy thing going on, it made it like more... It seems like it's a possibility that can really happen, the stuff that she be saying, you know what I mean?
Well, look, if you say 100 crazy things and one of them comes true, people think you're a prophet while ignoring the 99 things that are absolute nonsense.
Plus, people just like ridiculousness. It's like if you say some crazy stuff, like that book that said Kim wrote, the Puff Daddy Baby Mom.
It's not a real book.
I know, it's like, it can't be. I said, who would write? Nobody would write this about themselves.
They offered me to do the interview with the author or like do something about it. We looked through it.
That's legal? You could legally do that?
Well, no. And that's the thing, because after Jaguar Wright did the interview, Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer actually responded and sent them legal notice. And the lawyer actually did an interview, I think, on TMZ. He said there's rumors, and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further. This is a pointed and formal accusation of something I felt it needed to be responded to. And I think somebody reported there was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is to remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or the court's going to order you to do it. So I think he made the wise choice to act accordingly. Because right after that, Piers Morgan took down the part of the interview that she talks about the whole Jay-Z and Beyonce crazy allegations, and he did a public apology.
I'm pretty sure it's already out there, though, like everywhere.
Of course it's out there. It's going to be all over TikTok. Yeah, you're not stopping it, but...
But why would he have to apologize when he didn't know what she was going to say?
I think he was probably worried about a lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. You can't sue someone that has no money.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, Jaguar Wright lives in a car, last I checked. I remember she was arrested for not returning a U-Haul truck a few months ago, right? So you have someone that has no money, so you sue them. You spend $500,000 on court fees. You go to court, you win because the person probably won't even show up, and then you get $1 million judgment.
I think suing to make it look like she's telling the truth.
Well, regardless of truth or false or whatever, you sue somebody, you win, you can't collect.
So
now you spent $500,000 and a bunch of time for nothing.
Yeah.
But a platform like Piers Morgan, you can't sue.
Yeah, that's major.
He's got money.
Yeah.
So what, Jay and Beyonce did, which I think was the right thing to do, is they ignored Jaguar Wright and went after the platform. Which is similar to what like Cardi B did with Tasha K. Because Cardi B, to her defense, Tasha K had this guest on her show that accused Cardi of drug use and having diseases and all this other type of weird stuff, which was all false. So Cardi asked her to take it down. Tasha wouldn't do it, so she sued. And she won.
Did she get any money?
I think she got some of the money because I think she's like, because Tasha K has like YouTube revenue and stuff like that. So I think she's trying to attach it. But then I heard Tasha's trying to go to Africa and transfer her money to this, try to hide her money or something. But, once again, someone who doesn't have a bunch of money, when you sue them, and Cardi B may have spent $1 million on legal fees over time.
That's how much it costs to sue somebody?
Well, the suing and going through the appeal process and going to court. Going to court will cost you a few $100,000 just by itself.
That's crazy.
So you sue somebody, look, if you sue Jay-Z and you win, you'll collect.
Yeah.
You sue Diddy and you win, you can collect. You could do things like, for example, because I've gone through court cases before, and I've won lawsuits. So let's just say that somebody has a record, has albums that still make money.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a deal through Universal, and then they have a publishing deal through Sony. You could contact Universal and Sony and say, hey, look, I've got a judgment for $1 million. All the revenue you're going to send to this person, you will send it to me until that money is satisfied.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing that person could do about it. They could try or whatever, but Sony doesn't care. Okay, we pay. We don't care whether we pay the artist or pay the person who just sued them. We're paying. Our job is done. Not our problem.
That's crazy. Yeah. So when you're rich, you got to watch what you say.
You got to watch what you say.
Basically, you can't just be willy-nilly out here saying anything about anybody.
Well, and also, because it allows for a certain level, the media could get it wrong, but they have to address it. So if you get it wrong, you could say, hey, listen, we made a mistake. We've taken it down. And, we take responsibility for getting it wrong, and it's gone. It's when you sit there and say, no, you can't make us take it down. We're going to keep it up.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I just feel like if I was like in that position that I wouldn't even pay it no mind. Like, it wouldn't even bother me. I wouldn't even care. Like,
Well, I think they were paying it no mind until it was on Pierce Morgan.
Even if it was on there, like, I wouldn't even think that nobody would care about that she said that. I think them suing them and gave it more like,
They didn't sue. They just had the lawyer send a letter.
Yeah, say anything. They supposed to act like they didn't even see it. How they always do. I think that would have been the right thing to do. Because now she's like, yeah, they shot. Now she go. That's even more ammo.
They're trying to cover the truth. Oh, listen, when I interjected, because I was on that panel, and I was the only voice of reason on the panel. I was the only one saying this is all ridiculous, right? And I said that, Jaguar Wright has never been on VladTV and never will be. She did an interview like the next day, and she pulled out an email with the email address crossed out and said, oh, look, VladTV reached out to us for an interview. And I said, well, any interview that's done on VladTV, we reach out to you with a VladTV email. For example, all the emails, have you ever had a Gmail reach out to you?
Yeah, no, it's Vlad.
No, so something at VladTV.com.
Yeah.
Like, Evan at VladTV.com. That's my assistant.
But wasn't Jay-Z at, what's the boy Epstein? That his name?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one of you on his island? Jay-Z was on his island.
I don't think, no, I haven't heard that.
Because they put the list out who was on there. They had...
I haven't heard that, man.
No?
Look, the Epstein Island and the Diddy party has become the two symbols of,
there's a lot of
Illuminati and whatever else.
No, they had the manifesto, the planes that was going over. There was a lot of famous people on there that was going over there.
But Epstein was also worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and he was working with lots of different people. You could be working with someone that doesn't mean you're, he takes you in the back room to, have.
If you're going to somebody's private island, I would think that you're going there for. I don't know what you be going there for. Especially if you already rich yourself.
Let me put it like this, though.
Something must be special there.
Okay, look, let me put it like this. You got lots of friends, right? You got industry friends.
Yeah.
How many of those friends have you included in your sexual activities?
None.
See what I'm saying? How many of your friends have been in threesomes with you? Or
no, none.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you may have had some actual friends that, y'all, have some girls or whatever else, but you got your business side of your life, and then you have your personal side.
Yeah.
So two don't intermix that way. So just because you were on a plane with Epstein doesn't mean that you're doing sexual stuff with him as well.
Well, the way you put it kind of different because you got to think about it like this. If I had an island with a bunch of girls on it, that's different. I mean, if I'm bringing you to my island with a bunch of younger girls, whatever, of age, whatever.
When he brought Bill Clinton over there probably weren't a bunch of girls.
That's what I'm saying.
It was more of a business meeting kind of situation.
How far is the island from, like, if you fly there?
I'm not sure.
Because if it's a far flight.
I think it's in the Caribbean somewhere. So, from New York, maybe a couple hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bill Clinton's like, he the type that'll mess with some girls, though. Like,
well, he was getting head in the White House.
Yeah, I mean,
Monica Lewinsky.
I don't
he
know.
was putting cigars in her.
I mean, this thing with Puff Daddy, man, it's like, for me, it's sad. It's sad. Like, I feel sad about for him. I mean, because at the end of the day, you're still supposed to be able to get out on bail. Supposed to be innocent to be proven guilty.
Well, Diddy's lawyers just put in a third appeal for him to get out on bail.
I mean, that's the law. I say you're innocent to proven guilty, right? That's what they say. You can't pay $50 million to get out.
But you won't get a bail if you try to witness tamper.
Okay, so he's saying he witnessed tamper. Okay.
He witnessed tamper. Okay, so for example, Dawn Richard, who used to be in Danity Kane and Dirty Money, she sued Diddy over sexual abuse. Right? It's a lawsuit. It's a lawsuit. It's a civil lawsuit. It's not a criminal suit. Right? Although the feds might be able to use some of it and incorporate it into the criminal case. So, Kalina Harper.
I know Kalina.
You know her?
I know her personally, yeah.
I guess she's actually married to a good friend of Diddy. Diddy called her 128 times.
Really?
After that lawsuit dropped. And then after all those calls, she made a statement that basically said, my name was mentioned like 33 times in this lawsuit, but I've never seen any of the activities that...
She probably just don't want no trouble with, like, I mean, so... They use
and
that
that's fine.
They use that as witness tampering?
128 phone calls for someone who's a potential witness.
Potential witness, though?
Yes.
But that's not
because
a witness.
Because they were there, but a witness who seems to be siding with you.
But I mean, if you on my record label and I signed you, I mean, I should be able to call you many times as I want.
128 times, and the timing of people aren't stupid.
Yeah, but that's still allegedly.
It is all allegedly.
You know what I mean?
Well, look, he might get bail. I was actually surprised. I thought, okay, well, R. Kelly had bail.
Everybody had bail.
Everybody had bail.
Everybody.
You know, I mean, the FTX guy, he put up $250 million for his bail.
They told him no. Puff Daddy, no, we don't want your money.
Stay in jail.
And everybody, I mean, that's the #1 news on TV. Like, I mean, you can't. I mean, then he got his kids. I mean, it's sad, but he kind of brought it on himself because he got a lot of responsibility with that kind of money. I mean, like, it's no way I would be doing something illegal for just for sex to risk me losing my empire like that. You know what I mean?
Have you ever met Diddy?
No, I never met him. I was around him like one time. I mean, but I heard stories about him a long time ago, but it was like, I didn't believe it because I just thought he was too cool for any of that stuff. You know what I mean?
What were the stories you heard back then?
Just some stuff like it was about some sex. Well, somebody told me he asked some guy I know, like, yo, if would you suck a dick for $1 million? Yeah. This is like 20 years ago. And I told my man, I said, bro, it's different if a nigga say that he don't got $1 million. But if a nigga saying that to you like it got a big, bro, we supposed to like, you know what I mean? But that's the only thing. But I didn't believe it though.
Okay, so Diddy asked one of your male friends, would he suck a dick
for $1 million?
For $1 million.
Yeah.
And he pretty much got $1 million in his pocket at the time that he's saying this, right?
But my thing, but you know, it's crazy. I just didn't believe him. Like, I mean, at the time, I didn't believe him because this was a long time ago. Like,
did he tell you like anything else about this conversation? Like,
no. When he said, I said,
you don't just walk in the room and say, "Hey, how you doing, Oschino? You sucking dick for $1 million?" Like, you know, something got to lead up to it. You know what I'm saying?
He just was saying like, it was kind of we was talking about something else. He said, "Yo, you know, Bull said to me," and he said that. But you know, at the time, Diddy was like, the shit. I mean, so I just like, man, he ain't say that, bro. I just didn't believe him. You know what I mean, I looked at Diddy in a different type of light. You know what I mean? I looked at him as he was special. Like, I wouldn't think, because I would think if you got 900 million and stuff like that, you can make a girl do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You don't gotta act, you don't gotta do all the crazy stuff that they saying he's doing.
Girls want to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever you want, just to be
you change their life.
Listen, girls wanted to be around Diddy. Diddy wasn't like a troll, you know, 500 pounds, whatever else. Like,
but that's how they making it seem, though. They're making it seem like he just
was in good shape, you know. He was well groomed. He wore nice clothes.
So why they try to make it seem like he forced everybody to do everything? Like,
see, I don't know, and that's people think that I'm trying to cover up for him or somehow ousting the freak offs, and I'm scared myself. Like, look. At the end of the day, you're allowed to have sex with people.
Mm.
Now, are you drugging people or are you taking drugs yourself and there's drugs on the table? And if you want to take them, cool. If not, that's fine too. It's up to you.
Nobody's never said nothing all these years. Everybody got all these stories about what happened. Why he wasn't saying nothing before? Like, I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand it. I just feel like everybody's just trying to get some shine off of it. But like, if you really felt like somebody was getting trafficked or somebody was underage and you ain't do nothing about it.
See, I don't think the underage thing, I haven't seen anything about an underage allegation in the actual federal.
They got a hotline to say if you did something to Diddy, you could call it a hotline.
Yeah, but that's a civil lawyer. You got all these ambulance chasing lawyers, man, who have these quote unquote clients who claim all this stuff. Like, I don't know if you heard recently, there was this one woman who was actually, she was represented by a big lawyer named Gloria Allred who said that Diddy raped her and blah, 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 all these years ago. And then her ex-boyfriend came forward and showed a text that basically said, listen, if you go along with my story, I'll give you $3 million when I win. And, he's the one with the money. We need to go after him. See?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
see what I'm saying? That type of bullshit. Clearly, she's lying.
And then with him hitting Cassie in the hallway, that killed him.
That was horrible.
That killed him. Yeah. Without that, he had a low fighting with that video was killed him. I mean, that right there just killed him.
That was absolutely horrible, and there's no excuse for it. I don't care what happened leading up to it. She was trying to leave. Especially
when you got that type of, like, you Puff Daddy, like you like the top. Like, you should never have to do nothing like that because you know who you are, you know what I mean? So it made everybody look at him different, you know what I mean? Because I don't like to judge people, you know what I mean? Because everybody had their days and whatever, but you got 900 million. You can't be just doing stuff. I mean, you can't be doing stuff like that, bro. You got to just chill. He needed somebody around him that wasn't a yes man.
Well, I think he was a junkie. He was a drug addict. You
need one friend that don't care about your money that's just going to tell you the truth. I mean, because without that, I mean, what they say, absolute power, absolute corrupts. Like, he just thought he could do anything, and he forgot. He forgot about consequences. See, regular people, we know about consequences. I've been to prison. I mean, I know certain. I'm like, oh, you did that? You can't do that. But when you could been doing it for so long, you feel like you could do anything, you forgot.
Listen, my man Ace Vane said, this is probably the longest Puffy's ever gone without getting some pussy. In life. Like,
he's in jail right now, like
19 or something. He's in jail.
From a $50 million house to in jail. They gotta hurt his soul.
Right now, when me and you were speaking, you're talking about where you're gonna eat afterwards and where you might go shopping. He's sitting in a jail cell.
I think he's gonna get out of this for some reason.
You think he's gonna get out?
I think he's gonna get out of it.
I mean, he might.
Puff Daddy is a smart, slick boy. I don't think he's innocent for everything, but I think he's gonna get out of it because he's gonna find a loophole.
Well, he's charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and kidnapping, and he's potentially facing life in prison.
That'd be sad if he get life. That'd be a travesty, man. Like R. Kelly, a travesty to me. He shouldn't get that much. He shouldn't have got that much time as he got.
He was messing with underage kids.
I mean, but 35 years.
Underage kids.
35. But I'm saying,
repeatedly.
When you say underage, what you mean, like 17, 17, 16?
What was Aaliyah, 15?
They went back to, I mean, how old was he when she was 15? Like 23?
She was still 15, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but 35 years? Yeah, you got to think, people that kill people.
Aaliyah, it was that girl in the video. It was a bunch of other girls. I forgot about that video. He had a problem. Man, he's a child molester. He's a serial child molester. He's a serial child molester. That's the one thing I can't agree with.
When he did that, like the child molester stuff, he shouldn't have did that. But like everything else, like the girl saying he locked them in a room, all that stuff, I'm like, they could have left.
A lot of that stuff is bullshit, yeah. I mean, like, what, you don't have a cell phone? Well, you take your phone?
But what was these kids' parents at?
Man, I think a lot of these parents were hoping that he could turn their kid into a superstar, and they looked the other way. Just like, look, the Michael Jackson shit. Do I think that Michael Jackson molested those kids? No, I don't think so. Do I think that a parent should leave a child with a grown man that's not their relative and let them sleep over without you being there in the same room as that child? I can't even imagine that.
I say R. Kelly, 10 years would have been sufficient. 10 years would have been cool.
So 10 years instead of the, what, 35?
35? There's people that kill people that don't get 35 years.
So 10 years. I mean, 10 years is still 10 years.
Yeah, I think he's in state prison. I don't think he's in the federal system. I think he's in regular state.
I think he's in the state, yeah.
That's a hard time. I mean, you R. Kelly, R. Kelly, like, he got a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he got a problem. But I don't think that, I think if he got out, he wouldn't mess with young people no more.
Well, you would say that, but remember, he beat his first case, and he went back to doing it again. Because
it's kind of like Puff Daddy. He forgot about consequences. You know, they forget. They're doing all them yes men around them. They need somebody around them like, yo, bro, you got to stop doing that. period. I mean, but people like that got power, they want to get you away from them if you tell them like that, stuff like that.
I guess, which is just sort of weird with the R. Kelly thing, is like, okay, you like young girls, so mess with 18-year-olds. Yeah, some people might,
That's what I'm saying.
might frown upon it, but it's totally legal on a federal level. In every state, the feds, if she just turned 18, cool. Just go. You still got the little teenage fantasy in your head, whatever, 18, 19, 20. Get some skinny girls if you want to pretend like they're younger, whatever, but just keep them at 18. You're R. Kelly. You have girls that are flocking you at every concert.
Everywhere.
Okay?
But can you imagine every day you wake up and what you attracted to is illegal? Every day you wake up, you're like, everything I can't even look. Like, that got to be the craziest feeling in the, like, you got to thank God for not having that happen to you. Like, I mean, because I can't imagine me like seeing 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds and I just be turned on about it. And I know it's wrong, but I just can't. I mean, it's got to be a torture to yourself.
Well, just today, his daughter, there's a video released with her where she's saying that he molested her when she was young, that she woke up and he was touching her or something.
That's crazy.
I mean, I hope it's not true.
But it's a lot of people, like a lot of pedophiles.
But it's also the way, listen, I'm not trying to minimize what she was saying, but like, it didn't sound like she was saying that he had sex with me or he whatever. You know what I'm saying? Could it potentially have been, hey, I'm just going to check on my daughter while she's sleeping. I'm just going to tuck her in a little bit and she wakes up. And it's like, my dad.
I think she did it. I think he might have did it because I don't see a daughter just saying that. I got two daughters.
But a daughter saying it when your dad is in prison for messing with underage. I don't know, man.
My daughter, I can't imagine my daughter saying that about me and if it wasn't true. You know what I mean?
But if you're already in jail for a whole bunch of child molestation.
But I think they still look at me. If I didn't touch them, they still look at me as they dad. Like, I mean, like.
Yeah, but the mom turned against them.
Yeah, I can understand.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Moms can influence the kids.
Yeah, but you've seen that time and time again.
But your track record like that, though, you might have did it like you never know.
You might have did it. You might have molested your own kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I mean, there's the whole Menendez brothers thing. I don't know if you've been following that. But they were basically saying how the dad molested them and they're trying to like get an appeal and everything else like that.
But I don't think the dad did it because he molested some other kids.
Yeah, one of the Menudo
kids. Menudo, yeah. So like.
Possibly. But if you molest other boys, does that mean you necessarily molest your own boys?
No, it don't mean you did, but it's a possibility that you did.
I guess it's a higher possibility because you're already a molester.
Yeah.
But like,
plus if you're rich like that, your kids don't usually just kill you.
They killed him and the mom.
Yeah, because the mom probably knew what was going on. They probably felt like, she knew what was going on. I just know it's sad if that really happened. They've been in prison longest. They've been in prison, 30-some years? I mean, but it's a lot of people that's pedophiles, man. I mean, it's whole blocks in prisons for that.
So were you locked up with pedophiles?
Every prison got pedophiles in it.
But I thought pedophiles were separated.
Yeah, they separated. They got their own block. You know what I mean? But they separated, but they got a whole block.
Yeah, I remember Hector Bravo. He was, a CO for like 25 years. He said that every so often the prisons would like put like the pedophiles and general population and just let the inmates just go at them.
No, not the prison I was at. They didn't.
See that?
No, because it was like they might die or something. I mean, because people don't. That's one thing that's frowned upon. It's even frowned upon. Like like a rapist in prison that rape like women might be cool in prison. Like some prisons don't even really care about that, even though it's wrong. I mean, but like a kid, every prison that's wrong. Like, I mean, people frown upon that in every prison. So
have you ever been in the same room as a child molester in prison?
Yeah. Yep.
Why were you on PC as well at one point?
No, I never was on PC. But
really, even you being known, they didn't put you.
They tried to. I was in a jail called George W. Hill. They tried to put me on PC. I begged them not to. I mean,
why didn't you want to be in PC?
Because you got to be locked in all the time. You then around with a bunch of people that's scared, that then told on somebody. Like it's just like it's weird. Your time would be harder.
Hard time.
Yeah, I mean, so I'd rather people being out with everybody playing spades. I mean, doing their population. I mean.
Okay, so how were you actually around child molesters?
Well, when we first came through the prison. And it was so crazy because it was a white guy, right? And they asked him what he was locked up for. He said he was locked up for, he said he was going up and down the East Coast breaking into soda machines. He had a key that can go into any soda machine and taking the money out. And I'm like, you upstate prison for that? I mean, mind you, I'm talking about Dallas prison is like a maximum type, everybody got life and shit like that in there. So then somebody had the paper and showed the paperwork, I mean, that he had molested all these kids. Like, I'm talking about he hurt the kids. Then he checked into the hole, whatever. But it was a young guy like Justin Bieber that was the one, upstate with me. He was about 18. He had HIV. His uncle gave it to him, right? And he gave it to one of his little cousins. He molested one of his little cousins. They had him locked in all the time. I mean, They knew something was gonna happen to him. He supposed to have been in like 10th grade somewhere. I mean, little white kid, blue eyes, little kid. I said, bro, they're never gonna let him in population ever. So even if he in jail for 50 years, he probably gonna be in the hole. I mean, because he won't be able to make it in prison. You know what I mean? But the thing is that you know they trying to lower the age of consent. Like, you know, it's a whole movement trying to lower the age of consent. I think it's to like 15 or something like that.
Well, in certain states it is lower, but on a federal level, it's 18.
Yeah.
So you go to like Kentucky and stuff like that, like 14-year-olds could have sex with like, I don't know, like 17-year-olds or maybe even 18-year-olds. Like, you know, I mean, there is a limit to certain things. You can't be like 50 and having sex with a 15-year-old.
But it's a lot of people that's like that because, I mean, they got like, hey, I watched that. And what's that? That's that NYPD show, Law and Order.
Yeah.
SVU. That show make you like, that make you don't trust nobody. Like, I mean, you watch that show, make you don't trust nobody. Like, everybody's doing, that's like, damn, it's like that. I mean, so like, I mean, that's a thing that's crazy rampant. But I never talked about it in hip hop or nothing like that. Like, this stuff with sex and hip hop is just different now. Before, like stuff that Puff Daddy was doing was normal, like kind of like, I mean, if you guys, like that was kind of normal in the rap life. You know what I'm saying? Not like trafficking nobody. No, I never heard that word until like recent years. Trafficking, like it was, unless it was drugs or something, you know what I mean? But it wasn't frowned upon how it is now. Like the world more sensitive now.
Yeah, I remember when I interviewed Sugar Free, the rapper.
Yo, I know who he is.
You know Sugar Free, right?
Yeah, that's one song I like with the Mexican. What's the name of that song I like? Manager. Yeah, a song called Manager I listen to all the time. Yeah, he a pimp, right?
Right. Well, yeah, he used to be a pimp, you know, through a lot of his career. And I asked him in our interview, I said, when did you decide to stop pimping? He said, when they changed it from pimping to human trafficking. 12 years ago, you stopped doing this. Mm-hmm. Have they changed the laws in terms of human trafficking and stuff like that since then?
They just switched it to human trafficking. I seen it coming from a mile away.
So you know what I'm talking about.
From a mile away.
What changed? Explain to me when they started calling it human trafficking, what changed overall?
I mean, the name is scary.
It is. Right.
It's fucking scary. It's fucking scary. From pimping and pandering. I mean,
human trafficking.
A bitch get a loitering ticket and, you know, go about her way. But, you know, the game got so disrespectful. You know what I mean? You know, we wasn't brought up to pimp on no minors. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't brought up to, you know, do certain things that has evolved in the generations. We wasn't taught those things, you know. You know, a lot of it's disrespectful. And, but yeah, I seen it taking a turn and sure enough, man, yeah, here they come.
And luckily you got out.
Trafficking.
And you got out the way.
The word human. Wow, you know, human.
Yeah.
Human trafficking.
And luckily you got out the way before all that happened.
Damn right.
Human trafficking is taking a girl from one state to another state, right? To have sex with them?
Or to sell them to other men, you know, to pimp them for sex, like, or some sort of money, sexual type of thing. And it is very gray area.
That's what I'm saying, because you might meet a girl and like wanted to just come see you.
Yeah, and you fly her out. She got flued out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what I'm saying? You give her a little bit of money, take her shopping. Is that sex trafficking or is that just a relationship?
They find a way to get you, boy. They find a way, they use vocabulary, human trafficking. It sounds terrible when you say it.
That's the thing with the Diddy thing. It's like, don't exactly understand where the crime is. He's charged with RICO, but it's just him.
That's what I'm saying.
How
like,
could you be a RICO by yourself?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, let's make, that was for the mob. They did. I mean, so how is he by himself? How did they go in his crib from the rip without, like, with the SWAT team like that without no evidence? Just somebody saying something.
Well, the judge signed off on it for probable cause. They raided the house, then they had a grand jury.
So it's probable cause the boy that whatever the guy was that first said something about, like, it was tapes and stuff that was in there. What name, Rob, I think his name was or something.
What, the drug dealer dude?
The guy that got us, the first guy that sued him for $20 million.
Oh, Lil Rod?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nonsense lawsuit.
I'm saying, was that what got it started?
No, I think what started was the Cassie lawsuit. When Cassie filed her lawsuit and we all got to read through it. I went through that whole lawsuit piece by piece because I interviewed Roger Bonds, who used to be his own security. So I was literally going through every piece. And some of those pieces, his name was actually mentioned in the lawsuit. So some of the pieces he was, you know, familiar with, some of them he wasn't. So for example, like Kid Cudi's car getting blown up, that's a real thing. That really happened. Now, did Diddy do it? They'll have to prove that. but I know someone that was with Kid Cudi when they got the phone call that your car is on fire.
I mean,
That really happened.
We got money like that. It's easy to get anything done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all you got to do is
someone.
just, you know what I mean? So that's believable. But I just didn't think Puff was into stuff like that. I mean, I don't know what. Maybe I just looked at him wrong. I mean, I looked at him in a whole different way. You know what I mean? They talking like he was a super gangster.
Well, keep in mind, Puffy did beat up Steve Stout with a champagne bottle. You know
Yeah,
that
Steve
story,
Stout.
right?
Like,
Well, because remember, there was the Nas Hate Me Now video,
Hmm.
and Diddy was in that, and they were both on crosses like Jesus.
Hmm.
And I guess after doing the video, Diddy kind of spoke to some of his spiritual people, and they're like, "Oh, this is a bad look for you." So he calls Steve Stout and said, "Hey, take my part out the video." Then the video comes out, and he's in the video. So he, gets a crew together. They go confront Steve, and they beat him in the head with a champagne bottle. He gets arrested, but then they settle real quick.
he sued him.
Well, I don't even think they sued him. I think Puff just paid him off real quick before it got any worse.
Yeah.
Steve dropped the charges. Then they're all hugged up. Remember 50 had that song. He said, after the VMAs, my baby mama cussed my ass out. I beat her ass. We friends again like Puffy and Steve Stout.
Yeah, but it's just crazy that right now, like the way Puff, I think even if he get out, I think it's over.
I don't know, man.
Because
if
the
you're
way
out, it's not over.
The way the society is like they don't.
That video, I think put some nails in the coffin.
Yeah, but at least
you can't talk your way out of that video.
No, he already rich though, so that's the only good thing. Like, I mean, why he didn't? I would have left.
Well, that's what I kept saying. I'm saying after the raid, or if I knew the raid was coming, before the grand jury, when I still have my passport, I'll take a round trip to Russia and throw away the return flight.
I go somewhere where I can't get extradited.
Because there's no extradition in Russia.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal caught a bunch of rape charges. He went to Russia.
Is that why Russell Simmons in Bali?
Russell Simmons is in Bali because there was a documentary that was coming out about him. It came out on HBO Max, but no one cared, basically.
So does Bali, do they got extradition though?
I believe they don't.
I
believe
they
they
Puff should have went over there with Russell Simmons.
And he went over there and built a hotel. So, him and the government is probably,
I'm not going
nice
to jail with that much money. I'm not going.
But ultimately, nothing happened. But I remember he sold his West Hollywood house. He sold his Tribeca mansion. He had a Basquiat.
He's smart.
I've seen it before. It was a big Basquiat, probably worth a good $20 million. Sold that, took his money over there and said, all right, I'm not taking the chance.
He's been going for a while now. He's been going over there for some years.
No, since before the pandemic, I think.
He's smart.
I mean, would you even take the chance, especially if you're older? Now, if you're 20 and you're facing 10 years, okay, I get out, I'm 30, I'm cool. If you're 60, facing 15 years, that means you might die in prison.
I mean, you got enough money you can fly. Everybody you want to see to come see you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna come over here. We same parties, different locations.
Come stay in my hotel. I own it.
Yeah, like, it'd be so like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He must was like, Puff was living in a fantasy world. He ain't know about reality. He never been in prison probably.
No, he hasn't.
So I know right now he's like, damn, I should have ran. I know that's what he's saying to himself. The food, the inmate. You can't come to prison to be like everybody know who you are. So you can't even blend in. You got to.
No, you can't blend in with your Puffy.
You Puff Daddy. Even the guards gonna be going crazy. You're like, it's like, I can't imagine what he's going through. Like, it's just. But
do you think if he actually gets sentenced and he has to do hard time, and he manages not to get put in PC, if he somehow manages to get put
I think he survived because he got money. He can pay and get a squad.
So do you think that everyone will treat him great? Or do you think he
gonna have a squad? There's gonna be some guys that's gonna come to him like, yo, we want this. We're gonna take care of you.
Okay.
That's how it's gonna go.
But what if just a random young dude goes in there and want to make a name for himself?
No, but if he got the right guys in the prison, that's not gonna never happen.
That'll never happen.
No,
certain guys in prison are always protected.
Certain guys. If you got, there's nobody in prison that got money like Puff Daddy in prison. I don't think. Period. But if you got to remember, if you got
Harvey Weinstein got money,
huh?
Harvey Weinstein got money.
Yeah, but Harvey Weinstein, but he's like a white
FTX
older guy.
Got money.
But
There's rich people in prison.
Yeah, older white
the
guy.
Cartel guys got money.
But I'm saying, like, but you don't know who they are. So like, you might see him. He might say he got money. He might do it. You don't know, but you know Puff Daddy got the money. So
okay. So when you were locked up, were there certain people in the prison yard that were like, leave that guy alone? He's fully protected. Don't even talk to him. Don't bump into him.
I really ain't need that because I've been in prison since I was younger. So I know the guys since we was young. I've been in prison like a lot.
No, but I'm saying, were you aware of certain people that were totally untouchable because?
Yeah, nobody's super untouchable. Because somebody, it could be a guy like, man, I don't care about none of that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But most likely, I mean, that's not gonna happen. I mean, if you know there's right people in prison, I mean, because you don't want the repercussions that's gonna come with it. You know what I mean? When you got money like Puff Daddy, you gotta remember, 100,000 in prison is like 2 million. I mean, because you can get somebody killed probably for 800. You know what I'm saying?
$800.
Yeah. 800. It's people that, you gotta remember, it's people that have been in prison 20 years that don't get commissary. Nobody don't write them. $800, man, they like, that shit'll last them for a whole year. You know what I mean?
Without naming any names, have you ever heard of someone paying for a hit in prison?
No, I never heard of somebody paying for it, but I see people get hit, so I know somebody pay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like, you know, somebody, especially when they get hit by somebody that didn't had nothing to do with them. They wasn't arguing. They wasn't. I mean, just
so just a random person come up and just stab.
Yeah. You know, it's just something. I mean, so like, I mean, but I mean, it's easy. It's like probably if you cool, probably $500 you can get somebody. I mean, but you know, in prison, money goes way farther. So if you got 50 million, that's like having $500 million. You could basically get anything you want in the prison. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even supposed to be in prison if you got 50 million anyway. You know what I mean? But a person like Puff Daddy, I think he's smart enough and street smart enough to know whatever prison he go to, get with whoever run the prison, hold them down. But they're gonna be extorting him heavy. He gonna be paying heavy. They're gonna probably ask him for something that they could ask no other inmate for. Like, I mean, he gonna probably have to pay some millions. Boys gonna see him as a meal ticket. He gonna be paying for appeal lawyers. If he go to prison, he gonna be having to pay a lot of money. I mean, because it's Puff Daddy. You know? It's like people like, yo, this like a once in a lifetime chance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can go and start this boy. You know what I mean? So like, it's just be a trap. That's what I'm saying. If he go to prison, they gotta send him somewhere like Martha Stewart was at.
No, he's not gonna get in there. Martha Stewart, that was a white collar crime. It was insider trading. She was at the.
Plus, she Martha Stewart, so
she got on the resort camp. It's like it was like the lowest level. Level 3 is considered the highest level, right?
Yeah.
So this is like.
Yeah, I seen what she was saying. I see how it looked. But my thing is, if they could do that to Puff Daddy, every other black guy don't stand a chance. Period. I mean, I think that's it. I don't stand a chance. If he can't pay $50 million to get out of jail, man, but see, I know how the law work, and I know what you can do and what you can't do. He must forgot. He forgot.
I think he was, like I said, he was a junkie. He was a drug addict. Like, I know for a fact, Roger Bond said in our interview that every so often he would go to rehab. He would go, him and Cassie would go on these drug binges that'll last 2-3 days. Then they would go and get IVs. There's videos of him getting these IVs, to try to replenish themselves. And then after a while, he'd end up going to rehab. He was constantly taking Molly's, taking, other drugs, probably like cocaine and whatever that.
I'm saying, but my thing is this: once you got that kind of money, you a junkie for everything. Probably everything. I mean, clothes, girls. Like, I mean, you can just get anything you want. So, like, probably just take everything to the max. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you never mess up your empire though, doing having fun. I mean, you could do all that stuff you did. You could have did it legally. I mean, but these tapes they keep talking about. I mean, I don't even really believe that it's tapes, to be honest.
Well, we saw one.
Oh, is the tape that's out?
Well, I mean, the one with Cassie.
Yeah, talking about like tapes, talking about in the house, like talking about sex tapes and all. I mean,
I do know someone that worked for Puffy's company, and when they went to his house to drop something off, the guy there that was working at the house told him, like, listen, when you come in here, be careful because there's cameras and audio everywhere.
I would expect that though. If you got a big $50 million house, I would have cameras everywhere too. But like, I can't imagine me blackmailing somebody because that's just crazy to me.
Well, the feds got like gigabytes of data.
People's lives about to be ruined.
I don't know. I mean, they're trying to say that Justin Bieber somehow was a victim or something. I don't know if that's true or not.
I hope not, man. I hope not.
I've never really heard. Okay, so it's been established more or less that Diddy liked watching Cassie have sex with other guys, and he would jack off in the corner.
Do you remember the white guy that said it a long time ago? The guy who tried to do something to Trump.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like 2010, he was saying that. I'm like, whatever.
That, yeah,
he was saying the exact same thing.
He's a cuckold. That's the thing, cuckold, right? There's
the fuck is that?
There's porn movies about this. It'd be like. So white husband watches his wife go black. What I'm saying? Yeah. Get plowed by a black guy. And he'd be sitting there watching in the corner. Like, listen, not my thing. But
that's crazy. You would want to see. I can't imagine you.
I can't imagine
Cassie
either.
being my girl, and I want to see somebody pop. That's crazy. Like that. I mean, they say I guess we had everything he wanted. He get tired of the regular stuff and want something different.
Saying Kanye's into this now.
That's what I'm saying. He must got too much money. I mean, maybe make you go crazy.
It don't matter how much money I have.
I can't imagine
things I will just never be into.
Well, maybe they wasn't grounded from the beginning. I mean,
maybe they were always into that, and then once they got enough money and got a girl that was cool with it. Listen, man, women like to please the man in their life. You know what I mean? Like, I think about all the threesomes I've had. Like, none of the girls I've been with that I had threesomes with were really lesbians like that. You see what I'm saying? They never had relationships with women, but they would do threesomes because they knew that I liked them and they were down to do it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're having a threesome with a girl. I'm talking about threesomes with two girls. I'm not talking about it with a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, none of these girls have ever been in really real relationships with women. They're not into that. They're like,
see, girls can play around like that.
Yeah.
Guys can't.
Yeah.
I
feel you.
Girls can play around like that. I mean, nobody's
yeah. Well, his trial date right now is May 5th.
Damn.
Just pretty quick considering.
Trial, yes, but still for him, you never been to prison and you 50 something and you go first time.
Like 55 or so, yeah.
It's gonna kill you. Them 5 months is gonna kill him.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna really be May 5th because along the way, this is an ongoing investigation.
They're gonna be
new evidence will come up, and then the prosecution will say, hey, we need another 2 months to review this. And then the defense like, well, we're going to need another month to review what they got. And, it's going to get pushed back. It's going to get pushed back.
He's getting out of jail, though. He's not going to be in jail to May. I just don't think he'll be in jail to May. You don't think so? No. He got too many lawyers. You know his lawyers say he go visit him every day?
I'm sure.
so I'm pretty sure he got a team of lawyers. They're going to find a way to get him.
Yeah, he's going to hire the best lawyers.
And they're going to pay somebody who's going to get paid. Somebody's going to get paid. He might be on house arrest, but he's not going to be in prison to May.
Southern District of the Feds in New York are legendary. You can't pay these people off.
They
no,
like
seriously. You're not. You're not. I think Harvey Weinstein went through the system. Like, nah.
How much time he got?
Harvey? Well, I think, hold on.
He an old man, too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So basically what he was doing was like, if you want to be in this movie, you got to pop. He had this. I mean, I could see him doing that because, I mean, if I was an older white guy like that and fat and like, and I got power to make movies and you're a young, pretty actress, I can't see me like, I wouldn't even think that would be a crime. I wouldn't think that was a crime.
Harvey Weinstein got 39 years.
That's life. Crimes. But I'm saying, so that's like, all right, I'm doing movies. What's the crime, man? If I'm asking, was he forcing him to do it? He don't even look like he's strong enough to force nobody to do that.
I guess that's what they say. And yeah, you're right. He's a fat, big fat dude who.
I mean, so if you're pretty young or you want to be in this movie, you got to do this, or you can't be in the movie. That's a crime?
I think a lot of these girls probably wanted to do it and were thinking, hey, if I give him some pussy, he might get me an Oscar. Because he's got a lot of Oscars that he's been involved in. I mean, he did like Lord of the Rings and The Help.
Then when it don't work,
and then, it ends up, so he'll put him in a film. They don't do a great job. And then he doesn't return, he doesn't keep pushing them. Now they get mad. Oh, I gave him all this pussy and I didn't really have much to show for him. Yeah. Fuck this dude. I'm going to get back at him.
Damn.
I think a lot of that happened.
See, that's why when you like that, you got to pay these people before a lawsuit. Just take care of them.
Yeah, but once you start paying people, you start paying them forever. You become an ATM machine.
Well, you want to play those games. You got to pay to play.
Listen, I've always felt like if you want to extort me, just go ahead and put out what you want to put out.
But 39 years.
39 years is
and he's like 60, 70?
Yeah, he's going to die in prison.
For what? Like, I just can't fathom doing life over sex. He didn't kill nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, to me, it's crazy. I mean, did he hurt somebody? Like, I don't even think did he like really, like, where somebody had to go to the hospital? I mean, it's just crazy. The world changing. You got to keep up with the world. The world is changing. But then they have a transgender man fighting in the UFC beating up regular girls. And it's legally cool to do. You know what I mean? But so it's like the world is just it's just backwards. Like, I mean, this world right here that we living in is so different from 20 years ago that nothing's the same.
Yeah.
You can't say certain things. You can't I mean, so it's just crazy to me. Like, I don't get it.
Well, what I've realized, and because I have a role in all this also, being who I am and being on social media and having a presence. I know if I do a tweet and I say something, it goes viral a lot. Law enforcement has become a lot more reactive than it used to be. You see what I'm saying? So if you suddenly are in the news, and this is what happened, with the Cassie lawsuit, R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly, the documentary, a whole bunch of, like Harvey Weinstein was kind of the start of the Me Too movement. A bunch of actresses started saying, oh, Harvey this, Harvey that. That got a lot of international news. Law enforcement will swoop in. Okay. They're clout chasing just like everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, we want to get on this
Yeah,
viral
yeah.
wave. We want to go viral. Because, a lot of times these DAs have to get elected.
Yeah. Yep.
So look, I'm the one that took down R. Kelly. I took down Diddy.
Kevin
I took
Spacey.
down Bill Cosby.
Spacey. I don't think he didn't
Kevin
go to
Spacey? Yeah, he got fucked up.
But he didn't go to prison though, right?
No, he beat, I think he beat everything.
Yeah,
but still, he doesn't have a career anymore.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know he was gay.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Like I said, yo.
Nor do I care.
I mean, no, I
He's a
don't
great
care either.
actor.
I mean, yeah, but I just
you want to mess with guys?
I mean, when I saw guys come to the same, when I saw guys coming forward saying he was like, I'm like, Kevin Spacey? Like, I mean, I just didn't think, 'cause, at this time, at this age, like, somebody gay, I don't really care, at all.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I just didn't think he was gay the way he carried himself. You know what I mean?
Because he was playing heterosexual roles.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I never thought that he was gay, like, whatever. But they said, when I watched the documentary that he did, stuff that they said he was doing, I'm like, what? Couldn't believe it. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I guess if you got power, you got money, you feel like you can do whatever you want. And people letting you do it for so long, that they just come back and see, they got to be smarter than that, man.
Well, Choke No Joke was also on Piers Morgan.
Oh,
Now, Choke No Joke.
I know Choke No Joke.
I've interviewed him before. I won't interview him again. He talked a whole bunch of crazy nonsense about me afterwards. Because I think, if I remember what happened right, I had him on my show once. And, he wasn't talking crazy back then. He basically was talking about being a cameraman for Roc-A-Fella and flying around. And, the most he was saying was like that, like Dame was spending money like crazy. Like they would go to Europe on a private jet and then they would like go to Amsterdam just to smoke weed on the private jet and then fly back. And all these jets are costing $25,000, $30,000 a jump. And he was just spending money like crazy. Beyond that, he wasn't really saying anything crazy. But as time went on, he started saying more and more conspiracy theory stuff and whatever else.
I'm gonna tell you what happens though. What happens is people see people going viral saying crazy stuff and making money off of it. And they just like, man, I gotta try this. I mean, I respect it if that's what you're doing just to make money. I mean,
I don't respect it.
I respect
like
because
lying, making up stuff.
The only reason I respect it because I know you could be doing something worse. You know what I mean? To make money. Even though I frown upon it, but I respect it. If you feel like you can't do nothing else and that's what you gotta do to make money. I mean, but when people start believing what they're saying and trying to make people like and taking it serious, I just like, come on, man. I really haven't been seeing nothing that Choke No Joke done lately. I mean, so I don't know what but I'm just saying, like in general, like people just doing anything to go viral. I mean, like the guy, like, all these guys is going viral to saying anything on the internet that people trying to be like that. Is it being successful with it?
Well, look, we were talking about this before the interview. Do you think that people really believe these crazy conspiracy theories and they're a little bit slow and kind of dumb?
Some people are dumb, though.
Or do people not really believe it, but it's fun?
It's funny. It's funny.
It's fun, and you could run along with these stories, and there's videos, and you gotta go down a rabbit hole, and it's all like, it's kind of like watching a movie. But it's all made up, but it's fun to watch.
At the same time, people it still make you like question it. Well, did they really do that? It make you side eye somebody. I mean, so like it could be. I mean, Jaguar Wright, like at this point, I think like people look at her like they know she's gonna come at everybody's necks. I think it's just more funny than taking it serious.
Yeah, she accused me of being a Mossad, which I believe is Israeli Secret Service.
It is. Vlad, that's a Russian name, right?
Yeah, but I'm also Jewish. You know what I'm saying? So clearly I'm with the Israeli Secret Service. I mean, where else could I be? But, you got to be careful of this shit because it's like, look, the platform that she spoke on that, I could turn around and say, an allegation like that puts my life in danger, especially with the Israeli, Hamas conflict. If people really think that I really am Israeli Secret Service, there might be attempts on my life by like a pro-Palestine, supporter or whatever else. And I may have to go get a bunch of security so I can go and sue this platform for putting out this bullshit.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I had to study about it because I didn't know what the word was about. So I did the whole study, learn about how it started and all that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't understand how everybody's supporting anything like as far as like how they killing each other, killing the other people over there. And it's like everybody's like saying that they're right doing it. I mean, I just don't understand.
Who's
like,
right?
They're saying like the Israelis is right for killing the Palestinians because they did something to them first or something. Like,
okay, I can break it down for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Israel and I've been to Palestine. So here's basically what happened. That area, which is now Israel,
mm-hmm.
was a colony controlled by the UK.
Yeah, the British. I've read that.
It was British controlled, right? And there was Jews and
Arabs,
mm-hmm. Muslims were there. They would kind of fight a lot, whatever else, but it was basically a British colony. And It just was what it was. When World War II happened, and then, the 6 million Jews got killed,
Yeah.
Jews approached the UN and asked for Israel as the Jewish homeland. UN was fine with it. They gave it to the Jews. That
But people
became
already
Israel.
was living there though, right?
What's that?
People was already living there though, right?
There was different people living there. There was Jews there. And Jerusalem was historically a Jewish, city and stuff like that. And at one point it was switching hands over centuries. And, both parties could kind of say at certain points it was their home, depending on how far back you go. You saw, like, for example, when Jesus got killed, Jerusalem was controlled by the Jews, right? Just is what it is. So at the point that Israel became a homeland, the Arab countries all attacked Israel. Israel ended up beating all the Arab countries that attacked them and then took over the land from those countries, and Israel became way bigger, which I don't think was a really good idea at the time. I understand you won the war, but you go and take the land from like Syria and so forth permanently,
Yeah.
you're going to have an enemy for, the next 200 years. So that Gaza area was a little bit gray area, but basically it was the Palestinians were living there and they had an election, and the election was won by Hamas, which is a terrorist group, right? Hamas doesn't actually communicate directly with Israel because they feel that Israel is just occupiers.
Yeah, they had no right.
And they want to be, from the river to the sea means that Hamas wants the Jewish people gone out of that area, just eradicated, killed, gone, so they could take over all of Israel. So there's no communication between these two sides. So at the point that Hamas became the ruling government of Gaza, Israel created somewhat of a blockade, and it became somewhat of an open-air prison where it was hard to get food and supplies and everything else like that. So for like 20 years, you had this group of people that were stuck that was controlled by a terrorist organization, Hamas, and they got more and more angry. They started building more and more bombs. Iran was giving them money, and they became more and more pissed off. And then October 7th, they launched an attack against Israel. They launched 2,000 rockets. 1,000 people got killed. Thousands of people went across the border. There was like a big festival. A bunch of people got killed, and hundreds of people got kidnapped. In retaliation, Israel launched rocket attacks and actual ground troops into Gaza, trying to get the hostages back and also trying to kill the people who were attacking. But in the process, a lot of civilians were getting killed as well.
A lot.
And that's the messed up part. So I've always said both sides are wrong. The Hamas side is wrong for their attack of killing a whole bunch of innocent people and doing all these kidnappings. And Israel, the Israeli government's wrong for the way they retaliated and end up killing a lot of kids and women and a bunch of people that really have nothing to do with this. So both sides are wrong. It's not an easy answer.
I think the only reason I think Israel more wrong because they got more power.
They do have more power.
They got more power. They got better weapons. So it's up to them. They can say like, listen, you gotta stop this. We gotta. It's just at the end of the day, when kids, I don't care what the politics of it is. When kids get killed, it's just that's when the stuff should stop. I'm talking about. I seen the babies. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But it's like you gotta pick a side. Like it's like when you see the.
I've always said, and I'm Jewish, and I've been to Israel, but I've also been to Palestine. It's like this, like. You could hate Biden, but that doesn't mean you hate all Americans.
Yeah.
So you could hate the Israeli government, but that doesn't mean that you should hate all Jewish people. That's the government. That's Netanyahu and...
That's this war making people not, like... Because I never even knew what the thing about Jews was, like about why they went through so many things. I know about the Holocaust and stuff like that, but I never knew like why people felt like how they felt about Jews. It's like they was almost like hated upon it like in a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
But now with this war, and making people look at them like, well, this is why. They never thought about Jewish stuff at all. Like when Kanye West said what he said, nobody cared. Nobody black didn't care. We don't even care. Like we don't
Adidas cared.
Yeah,
Gap cared.
But it's funny that Adidas cares when they was Nazis. I had the book about.
I know, actually, yeah. The original founders of Adidas were part of the Nazi party. And that's why I think they probably were like, okay, listen, we don't want to be part of this. Yeah. We already have our Nazi ties. We don't want someone to say, go Hitler.
I remember when a black person talk about. That might sound crazy. White people might not believe this, right? I never met nobody black that's really a racist. I mean, even though it's
Really?
no. They might have a moment where say, I never met somebody like, when I say racist, like, I hate all white people. All right, like no matter if they know you or not. Like I never met nobody like that in my whole life. Black people, you'll never see somebody black picking at somebody coming in their neighborhood. You never see somebody black wake up and say, I'm gonna go to this white church and shoot it up. I never seen somebody black like when as though they almost got they went through enough things that probably could feel like that more than a white person could feel like that. You know what I mean?
You never met anyone black that wouldn't want their daughter dating a white guy?
I know that don't want nobody dating no guy. Like probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, put it this way: say my daughter had a white boyfriend, husband, whatever.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give a fuck.
right, but that's you.
I'm saying, but most all my friends wouldn't give a fuck, as long as he treating her nice. But because we black people, that's what I'm saying. We're not racist. Like we don't really care about that stuff. It's just that the big deal about it is like a white person that make it racist. Like when a black person, even in prison, they got gangs and all that, but you never see a white guy can come to a black prison and still be cool as long as he's thorough. You know what I mean? You'll never see like, you can't hang with us. Or you can't, it's just not, I never seen that before.
But I thought prisons are racially segregated.
That's in L.A.
Oh, not New York?
No, I mean Philly. No, it's not. No,
really?
No. Mm-mm. See, what's how it is? In Puerto Rico and Philly stick together. But you can still, I mean, it's not like.
Well, that's like Latin Kings and stuff
yeah,
like that?
Yeah, they just really from the same neighborhoods, but it's not like, L.A. got the racists. Like, I mean, and Pennsylvania is not like that. I'm just saying, but in general, like, I know white people that don't like black people. Like, I had a prison guard like that. I mean, he don't like black people to tell you. Like, you see, in prison, they don't got to act like they keep it real. One time, a guard said, "What do niggas and apples have in common?" I was like, "What?" They both look good hanging from trees.
Damn.
He said it right in a room full of, because it's a jail called Camp Hill. They're trying to provoke you to do something. You mean?
Yeah, Tupac talked about that when he got to jail, when he got locked up. He was saying how the guards were just calling him the N-word. And he was like, shocked. He was like, he was like, yo, no one's going to write him up. And people are like, hey, man, listen, you're a different place right now.
You imagine the Dallas got all white. It's one black guard. When he got fired, all white guards. And there's only like two white lady guards. All so, and they from that little town. I mean, so like if they don't like you, your time gonna be terrible. Like, I mean, they got something called reckless eyeballing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So you could just be like, you could not even be looking at them. They could just say you was. Give me your ID. And then you go to like, it's like, so you get to be around people that's racist, that's really racist in front of you. They're not faking it. I mean, they don't gotta hide it.
Huh.
I mean, so you get to see like, damn, you don't like you don't like me, you don't even know me. Like, so it's a weird thing. And for me, it made me kind of feel sorry for the person. Like, I didn't hate him back. It's just like, damn, you like really lost, because you could lose out on somebody that could really probably enhance your life just by your ignorance. But like, even the guards that was racist like me though, for some reason. You know what I mean? I guess, I don't know, but like, because that's why I had a guard on my block. I used to talk to him all the time, right? He said before he was a prison guard, he did made tombstones. The stones that you did, he put the name in the tombstone.
Interesting career move there. So making like, tombstones to be the prison guard.
I said, if you hate black people so much, why you work here? He's like, man, he said, Oschino, I used to fucking make tombstones. That was the worst job ever. So I'd rather be here with you. Like, this how you talk. I'd rather be here with you niggas than be fucking making the tombstone. Like, but it's almost like you don't take it personal because you don't give a fuck. Like he said, I mean, like, you know, white person say it on the streets, like, nigga, like, oh, it's a big deal. And prison guards say, like, it's not really a big deal like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, for the life of me, I don't know why any human being would be a prison guard. That seems like...
But you gotta see these small towns.
Now, I understand that, but you could also move.
I don't understand why a girl would be in the prison.
That's an even worse career move for me.
That's dangerous.
But even being a man, like, at no point in my life did I, you know, and I was homeless at one point. I was barely scraping by. Like, you know, we lived in the projects when I was a kid. Like, at no point did I think, man, I should just go become a prison guard. Let me go take this test and see if I can get this job.
Never.
Because you're in prison
for
like, 8 hours a day.
Every day. And anything
I understand it's better than being an actual prisoner, but it's pretty close.
It's close.
It's close.
And they're always there. And it's always there. But my just thing, the way I look at this world, man, it's like, when will racism like be played out? When will somebody be racist? Like, you still racist? Like, when would that time happen?
I think that when more of the world is mixed.
The world getting mixed.
You see what I'm saying?
See, you know what's happening? The world getting smaller, because like even for me, I never really knew nobody Chinese or nothing like that. But I was watching a Chinese movie on Netflix. You know, got all that type of different ethnic, and you start seeing they do everything the same thing that you do. Like, it's like there's no difference. They start making you see people differently than how you you might, because all you know is people, the Chinese people in the Chinese store that get smart with you every day. So you might, you think that's, but like, I think the world becomes smaller and people getting to know everybody's the same.
I think once you have kids and those kids start having interracial grandkids for you, so you're going to hate your grandkids?
Well, some
people will.
Some people
I get
will.
that, but I think that most people will have to sort of start looking at themselves a little bit and say, well, I'm going to hate this baby. What did this baby do to me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this baby never did anything wrong to me, and this is technically, I'm a piece of this baby. I'm 25% of this baby, right?
It's just
based
crazy.
on my DNA. So
yeah, I think my DNA, and I seen that my great grandpa was a white person. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking at this, like looking at him, like, so like a person is black and white, like it's all mixed up with all type of shit. Cause I did my DNA. My shit had all type of shit in there. Like
I did too. I was actually, big chunk of me was Middle Eastern because I'm Jewish, right? Because people like to say that the European Jews are fake Jews and they're not really from Israel. I did my DNA test. I'm part Bedouin, which is...
You know what's crazy though? You don't get to pick who you're gonna be when you're born anyway.
Exactly.
So like, I could be black and proud, but like, it's only because I'm black, but I don't get to pick. You don't get to pick what you are. Like, I mean, I just think like everybody like, I'm white. You ain't get to pick that. You just got you mean somebody they had a soul. They put you in the body, first body that came down the assembly line.
It's stupid, man.
They happened to be that. Like,
no one ever said racism was smart. No one said that it was something that you should aspire to. Everyone thinks it's stupid.
But I do believe that they owe black people reparations.
I agree.
Like they owe. But it's black people saying that we shouldn't get it. I'm like, why would you say that?
I think they should.
Because like, I mean, the people from the Holocaust get reparations, don't they?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Germany coughed up a lot of money to Israel. A lot.
Man, listen, when I first time I heard about that, it was a picture I saw. It was a Nazi with a gun to a baby's head. I was in prison. I seen it. And I seen the picture. I said, well, I gotta read this book. And I started reading about I couldn't believe it. I was like, I was about to cry reading. Like, what? That was like, even though it wasn't long, how slavery was, what makes slavery worse than the Holocaust is that slavery was so long.
Yeah.
The time period.
Yeah, Holocaust was just a few years.
But it was terrible.
Yeah, man. They started, because I remember I went to the Holocaust Museum in Israel, and we kind of learned about the process. So Hitler came up with the idea that all the Jews should be killed because the German white people are the superior race, and we need to get rid of the Jews because they're a plague on society, whatever else. So as they started invading countries like Poland, where there was a lot of Jews, they would put them up into camps and start to kill them. And originally, they would have the soldiers just shoot them all in the head. But the soldiers were having nightmares. Would start having mental breakdowns because you can't just keep shooting kids in the head and think you're going to sleep well at night. So then they came up with the idea of doing the gas chambers, where they would basically just have them all go in this room and say...
They had trucks too, gas chamber trucks.
Well, yeah, they would bring them in to something and say, oh, you're just going to take some shower. You're going to take a shower, and then the gas would come and kill everyone, and then they'd just get rid of all the bodies. You know, they would take all the rings off of them and pull their gold teeth out and whatever else. And then
How did Jewish people forgive them for that?
Well...
Because that mean they alive. Like, it's like slavery. Slavery, I wasn't there.
Yeah, but really, this happened in the 40s.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, say the 80s then. Like 80s, I'd be like, it's like they wouldn't have got over it like that fast. Like, it's
people didn't get over it. I mean, but they paid their reparations. The Nazi party was Hitler got killed. Yeah. The Nazi party got wiped out. And, people want to start over. Listen, do you feel like you have to be guilty over what your dad did? Like, let's just say your dad killed a bunch of people, right? And everyone keeps attacking you for what your dad did. At some point, you'd be like, listen, like, I'm not my dad.
But I would feel guilty if my dad killed people and I benefited off of it. Yeah. And like, he killed y'all and took all y'all money. And I'm sitting over here rich.
Well, but if your dad paid a bunch of restitution to all those people and you still got money, but he did pay a bunch of restitution, this is where the gray area comes in. I personally have nothing against Germans, man. But, for example, my grandfather had like 10 brothers and sisters who all got killed by Nazis. They weren't put in gas chambers, but they were bombed because at one point the Nazis attacked Russia. Yeah. And my grandfather joined the military and he got shipped out. His family stayed and all his siblings got killed. Damn. So that's a big chunk of my family that I never got to experience because the Nazis killed them. So
Nazis almost won too. They didn't start fighting on so many different fronts, and just would have kept it like they could have really.
The problem. If they would have just stuck to a few areas, they could have potentially. Germany could have been half of Europe.
Yeah.
if they just stop. But they were actually trying to attack
Russia and America.
The Nazis and Russia were actually teamed up at one point, and then they turned on them and started to attack Russia. And then they try to basically
go that wintertime. The Russia was so big.
Yeah, you know about all this stuff. Yeah. The Russian winter wiped out a lot.
It's like Napoleon. Napoleon did the same thing. Napoleon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Russia's got bad weather on their side.
Yeah, that's and it's so big. It's so big they couldn't even get over there. Like I said, damn, Hitler could have won if he just would have just chilled out.
If he would have just chilled out. Yeah. He got overly ambitious.
And they was real smart and sophisticated too. They was like, they'd have been like a top X power right now. If they would have just.
Well, Germany still is a major country if you think about it.
But I'm talking about, they would have been like.
They would have been huge.
Neck and neck with America.
Possibly.
I mean, you gotta remember, the Nazis was vicious, and there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
They get them from when they were young.
Yeah.
So like they was really soldiers from since they was young. So I was reading about that. I said, damn, I'm glad they ain't win because I know if they ain't like Jews, they ain't like black people for sure.
Oh no, they're killing black people right along with Jews.
But see, there's a difference between Jews and black people, right? A Jewish person has to wear the star on their arm because you can't really tell if they. A black person, they black.
You know
from,
right away
from the rip. So like you fucked if you black. Why would you be in Germany anyway in the 40s?
Yeah,
30s?
they're also killing gypsies. That was another
gypsies,
race of people they were trying to get.
Yeah, I watched that on the what's the name of the show I watched? The Gangsters from the 30s. What's the name? Damn, I forgot the name of them boys. It's like brothers. It's a real life story, but they like got a show about them. The Peaky Blinders.
Oh, okay.
You never seen that show?
Watched a little bit of it. I didn't actually. It's a great show.
I fucking love that show. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that show.
Now you said I'm gonna go watch it.
Peaky Blinders, like the shit. Yeah. I mean, so like, yeah. But I like a lot about history. You mean?
You and I have been on the phone for the last couple of weeks,
mm-hmm.
and you were trying to get me and Dame Dash on the phone together. You were like, well, what exactly is the problem? And I explained it to you, and you're like, how long ago was it? I'm like, I don't know, like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Might have even been longer.
Dame feel like, to me, feel like Dame got like more, he feel like animosity about whatever the situation was. Like, okay. I mean, not that crazy animosity, but like almost like I mean, like he didn't really tell me like what happened exactly. He just like
I told you what happened.
Yeah, like so like, but two people can what happened. Two people like see it differently, or whatever. I mean, but so I'm the type of person like this. If I'm talking to you, I'm cool with you. I'm cool with him. I'd rather see it like work. I mean, worked out like type thing like that.
What was my stance though? My stance was like, send me his phone number. We'll get on the phone.
Yeah, for sure.
And what was his stance?
His stance was like.
Good,
like, it basically was just saying like, I mean, what do we want? Like, when we say like, I mean, it wasn't really saying nothing like as far as details. It was like basically you could tell he was like kind of like still pissed about whatever the situation was. Like, I mean, but not super deep, but like deep enough. Like, I mean, I guess for him it's not nothing. You mean like for you it's nothing. You mean for him it's like, I mean, it's not nothing. So you mean,
well, let me say it like this: nothing will make you lose money like being emotional.
Yeah.
Emotions will make you lose more money than damn near anything else.
Yeah, well,
I'm personally not tripping, man. And my thing was, me and him had a back and forth, and I could even take responsibility for me being, I overreacted a little bit in terms of my stance on it. And he said what he said, and it was whatever. I figured at one point we'll just get on the phone and talk, but then he started making videos and putting on YouTube about it. I'm like, okay, well, if this is public, then I got to respond publicly.
Mm-hmm. And
then for years, we were just going back and forth publicly. But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, so what? Did I never sent anyone to go hurt him physically?
Mm-hmm.
I've never done anything to make him lose money.
Yeah.
So what exactly, apart from words that you said as well, it's not like I've been attacking him and he's just been like trying to, he's been talking shit about me. He said, fuck Vlad. He said, when I hear Vlad say it, I want to slap the shit out of him. And, words like that. So what? I'm not worried about Dame slapping the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? If I see him, I see him. I'll walk up to him and we can talk.
Might as well have
you know what I mean? I'm not scared of Dame.
Celebrity boxing match.
He shouldn't be scared of me.
Celebrity boxing match. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like a celebrity boxing match to me.
Yeah, but I said I'm willing to have a conversation with him, and maybe we could even do some business. His money situation, clearly we all know about it. You got someone that's willing to potentially not only put some money in your pocket, but also you're trying to create something video-wise that I was doing way before. Like the last time me and Dame hung out, he asked me to be the president of his company. He said, yo, man, I want you to run my company, and I'll give you so-and-so. And I'm like, I'm cool, man. Thank you, though. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing it way longer than him. I've been more successful than him in this space. You would think that you would be like, all right, let me just put aside the bullshit and let's have a conversation.
I think eventually y'all gonna talk.
If we talk, we talk. If we don't talk, we don't talk.
I would hope so because I mean, at the end of the day, like life's short.
Well, look, man. For the longest, when I was hearing Dame talk, you know, when someone sent me a clip of him talking about me, he was slurring his words a little bit, and I'm like, something's not right. And then you saw the video where his teeth fell out.
Yeah, I seen it like a screenshot of it. I told you I'm biased when it comes to Dame because I love him. And
I know
shit,
that's your friend.
So like I mean,
I
so
know
like,
that's your friend.
So like I don't want to see nothing bad about. I mean,
But he has no teeth because at one point he took out his front teeth and showed that he has no teeth, and he's only a few years older than me. He's like 15,
I don't know like how that. Maybe I don't know how that happened.
Someone said it was type 1 diabetes.
Diabetes make you lose your teeth?
I've never heard that.
I know you got diabetes though. He had it for a long time. Like, you know what I mean? Dame like me, he misunderstood. I mean, he misunderstood. Cause you know the world, you gotta in this world you gotta move a certain type of way. Can't be all the way real, like say how you really feel without people. I mean, people like taking it personal or judging you and shit like that. I mean, so like I think he got the same type of thing that I be going through, but I don't give a fuck. I mean, because my thing is I don't got time to be faking it for somebody. You know what I mean, I'd rather just say if you don't like the real me, just don't like me. I don't feel like faking it to try to make you like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to you though. I'm not gonna steal nothing from you. I'm just gonna. But this industry, the rap industry, and in the entertainment period, a lot of people fake.
Well, like, have you seen the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix?
Mr. McMahon?
It's about Vince McMahon, the owner
of
WWE.
WWF. Yeah, I never saw it.
And I had a bit of an aha moment watching it because it showed all these situations where he had these wrestlers that like they would have like a falling out, they would quit or get fired, they would sue him. Sometimes the female wrestlers would sue him for sexual harassment and settle out of court and whatever else. A few years later, he'd bring him back, work that into the storyline. Like, you literally saw the female wrestler, like, oh, you're going to sue me for sexual harassment. We're going to get you back. Like, he would work their lawsuit.
He's a psychopath, though.
Into the storyline. But, well, okay, he is a bit of a psychopath, but, he's also a pure business guy.
But you're a businessman.
When it's like, look, okay, you don't like me, you sued me, you got some money, whatever else. If there's still some money to be made, let me put some money in your pocket, and let me put some money in my pocket.
Yeah.
And at that point, everybody wins. And you're probably not as mad as that person anymore because they just paid you some money.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I look at the shit with me and Dame. I'm like, it's not that serious between me and Dame. I'm not the reason why you got no teeth. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've really done nothing to you. Besides say a few, comments about you, which you've done the same. So if there's money to be made and there's some business to be done, because he's an interesting guy, right? He's interesting on camera. He's got a lot of stories. Yo, let's do something. If you want to sit there and be like, no, fuck him forever, and I don't care what it is. That's not business-like. You can't say you're a businessman without you act like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, business is business. I mean,
business is business, man.
Money's money.
Money's money. The thing with Dame Dash is that, because there's the $823,000 judgment. Because remember, like the film guy, Josh Weber, he sued him, or Josh Weber, I think.
For what movie was that?
It was some movie that I'm not sure if it came out, but you say that the Dame like defamed him or something. Anyways, he lost $823,000, and that's what triggered the sale of Reasonable Doubt. But what happened was already happening was the New York Department of Taxation and Finance say that Dame Dash owes $8.7 million in unpaid taxes. So what they're saying is that when this auction does happen, they actually want the money for taxes first. So he might not even get paid.
But it's worth way more now because they said Jay-Z not getting it back after 5 years.
He is getting it back after 5 years.
Well, they said it wasn't true.
I heard it was still true.
No, I heard it wasn't true. You gotta look it up. I heard it wasn't true. They actually said they could have sued them for saying it because they made the valuation lower.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
When I looked it up, it said, no, Jay-Z is not getting Reasonable Doubt back after 5 years.
No,
According to current legal information, he's expected to regain full ownership of the album in 2031, which is 35 years after its release date, due to a legal provision called termination right that allows artists to reclaim ownership.
35 years.
Okay, but that's 2031, so in 7 years.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they saying, but they still make the valuation lower. I mean, so if you say so they say he can sue for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that suing stuff
I don't
works.
know, man. But when you have $8.7 million that you owe in taxes, that's the amount of money that he may never be able to pay back in his life.
I think he will.
$8.7 million? That's a lot of fucking cash, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of
After
cash.
taxes?
Yeah, it's a lot of cash.
That's a lot.
I think he can. I think once you get it once, you can get it again.
Well, you could say that, or you could say, I linked up with someone who ended up being a global superstar, and my success is tied to working with certain types of people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because look, when partnerships break up, everyone likes to say that they did everything, but you could usually tell when you take a step back who the real star of the show was. You can't say that Jay wasn't the star of Roc-A-Fella because he went and did it again.
I mean, he the rapper. He the talent.
Yeah, but lots of talent fades out. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at DMX. DMX, you could say DMX was a bigger talent than Jay at his height.
Yeah.
Seriously. He was outselling Jay-Z. When he dropped 2 #1 albums, Jay never dropped 2 #1 albums in the same year.
No.
DMX had 2 #1 albums.
I don't think not too many people, period, did that before. Like
that's what I'm saying. And Jay even said when they went on the Hard Rock Life tour, he was like, yo, I gotta follow.
Yeah,
I gotta follow DMX.
I was there a couple
he's on stage and he's praying and he's crying and he's run,
You feel DMX in your soul, like when he's a rap.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, all right, well, I can rap.
But you gotta remember,
so
Jay-Z,
let me focus on the rapping.
Jay-Z like business person though. Like, I mean, so I don't think DMX not a business person. Like, I mean,
yeah.
So that's the difference. Like, I mean,
were you on that tour?
I was on the tour with DMX and them, like, with my man Hip from Yonkers.
Okay.
So I didn't even know Jay-Z and them, but I was on the tour. I was like 20 years old. And it was crazy. I was like 3 different states. That's just crazy. Crazy. Just, I mean, everything sold out. And I'm talking about they going crazy over every song. It was like I think that's the best concert I ever saw. That and that's what concert was crazy. The best of both worlds.
Oh.
That joint, yo, when Jay-Z and R. Kelly used to come out, man, they used to go insane. It's crazy. Like the music was hot. It was crazy. Just like it's so crazy that went down with all that. But I mean, I just don't like judging people. Like, I mean, because you never know. I mean, situations, whatever, people in the background, whatever it is. But R. Kelly's paying for whatever he did. Heavy.
Well, Dame Dash actually talked about the whole Best of Both Worlds album. So he basically said he walked away from the collab album. He said when it came down to R. Kelly, there was a conversation that me and Jay had about morals. He said, like, it's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know raped my girl, Aaliyah, or raped anybody for that matter. So I don't know. He said, so I do know that conversation we had, and I was really surprised he moved forward with the relationship. So basically what he was saying is that Jay knew about the Aaliyah situation in R. Kelly, and he still went along and did Best of Both Worlds.
I didn't know R. Kelly was a raper. I didn't know that.
Well,
like statutory rape, you mean like?
Statutory rape. Well, from what I heard.
Was they married or something? I thought they was married.
Well, yeah. So this is the story that came out, and I haven't heard anything to really, debunk this. He was messing with Aaliyah when she was like 14, 15 years old. He got her pregnant. And he came up with the idea that, hey, if I get married to her, then I can't get charged with statutory rape because we're married. So they went along and they got married.
So what was up? I just don't understand. Like, see, I think back then it was more acceptable than it is now.
Did you ever meet Aaliyah?
No.
Okay.
But I was with Dame in Miami when she passed away though.
Oh, you were right there when you got the news?
Yeah, I was right there. We was in Miami. I was with Dame. Yep. We was down there. We was always, all state property was down there. We was down there. I think we was recording music down there. Yeah.
How did Dame react when he got the phone call?
When he first got the actual phone call, I wasn't like right there with him, but like that day, day. I mean, he was devastated about it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, everybody was devastated about it because even if you ain't know her, it's like it's like something happened to Beyonce right now. I mean, people, you don't gotta know her. Yeah. Just like, it's a star. If somebody a real big star, you feel like you know him after a while. Yeah,
but you being around her actual boyfriend, because she was wearing a Roc-A-Fella chain that he gave her and stuff like that.
I mean, I just looked at her like, even though she was Dame's girlfriend, I just looked at her like Aaliyah was like a star. Like, she was like a star. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, just like unbelievable.
I mean, do you know the story behind the plane crash?
They said it was too much luggage or something on there?
Yeah, so what happened was they were like in the Bahamas or something, like filming like a Hype Williams video, and they finished early, and they wanted to fly back. So they got like some raggedy plane or whatever else, and the pilot, who was like a relatively new pilot, I don't even think he had a proper pilot's license. He was telling them the plane is too heavy. We can't bring everyone on board and all your luggage. And they argued with him. Like there was literally witnesses that was seeing them argue with the pilot. Finally, the pilot was like, fine, whatever, I'll do it.
He still flew it?
He still flew. The plane went up and instantly went down. And then crashed. Just literally straight down, crashed, everyone dead.
Can you imagine what Aaliyah would be doing right now? Like, she had movies. She was like a major, like.
Nah, she was an icon.
I can't imagine what she would be doing right now.
Let me say, like, every black girl I know of a certain age wanted to be Aaliyah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone styled themselves, their hair, glasses, baggy clothes.
She ain't had to wear no sexy clothes. And she just was like, everybody like Aaliyah. I mean, she put like an Oprah Winfrey level right now.
Oh, yeah, easy.
I mean, because she was doing major movies. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, that was a tragedy. Like, I mean, but you gotta understand, I think I'm probably like the same age as her. So, I was young myself, you know what I mean? So, I never looked at, like, R. Kelly, I don't know, how old is R. Kelly? Like 55, maybe? I guess he's like 10 years older than that, maybe, something like that. I mean, so I never remember thinking that R. Kelly was so much older than that.
Yeah, R. Kelly is 57. So
Aaliyah would have been like 46, I think, right now.
Something like that, yeah.
So if she was 15, he was 26. I can't believe people went for that though. Like
people weren't going for it. He was trying to keep it on
the
low.
Parents, like, I'm pretty sure Aaliyah got parents. Like, I mean, she's like Missy Elliott, the squad, something like they was raised right. They wasn't like street people.
Here we go. They have a 12-year age difference. They were illegally married in 1994 when R. Kelly was 27 and Aaliyah was 15.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
Yeah. Listen, like I remember Bill Bellamy was talking about, because he was on MTV, he was a VJ and everything else like that. He was interviewing Aaliyah, and it was a very like lighthearted whatever. And like I guess she was like smiling and giggling. R. Kelly was like, "No, we're leaving. Interview's over." And he like left her, and he was like,
"He was jealous."
Yeah, he was like jealous. He's like, "Yo, she's in junior high. I don't want her." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like you're bugging right now.
But when I see R. Kelly, that R. Kelly documentary, when he said, I should drink my mom tea or coffee, something out the mug she used to use. I should put my lips where her lipstick was at. I was like, fuck is he talking about? Like that. Like, so something is like wrong. But he's so talented. He got some. They say the most talented people be the most crazy people. Like, I mean, but like
15 and 24. So
that's crazy.
Her album came out when she was 14.
Where was her mom and dad at?
Well, the story I heard from one of the R. Kelly accusers, who was like his girlfriend at the time, she claimed that R. Kelly was sleeping with Aaliyah's mom also, and then that led it to him sleeping with Aaliyah.
Did he write her songs?
Yeah, and produce her music.
Oh, so basically he put her in, like, he got her.
100%. Her album cover, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, has him in the background.
So listen, without him, is no Aaliyah?
100%. I mean, listen, you don't know. Maybe she would have went on and did it on her own, but when you essentially have the greatest living R&B musician in our lifetime, who's alive right now, before then you could say it was Michael Jackson, but R. Kelly, Michael Jackson wasn't writing for other people and putting out acts. Like, R. Kelly was writing.
Did you see this video when he showed Michael Jackson how to sing "I'm So Alone"?
They
inside of a car.
You Are Not Alone.
Yeah, they in the car. He showed Michael Jackson how to say it.
Yes.
I said, fuck. So like,
yeah, R. Kelly was writing for Michael Jackson, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Listen, R. Kelly's winning every prison, talent contest.
That's how he
for the rest of his life.
They said that's how he making money in jail. He's singing on the phone for the people
on
girls.
The phone? Oh yeah. I interviewed him in jail.
Yeah.
I did a jail interview with him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It was just him just trying to claim that people were like setting him up, and it was just a lot of paranoia.
R. Kelly, what he should have did was try to get a plea deal. I mean,
I don't think they were giving him a very good plea deal at the time. Not with all the accusations and everything else like that.
He should have went on that girl show. Neither that killed him.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
That killed him. He said, "You mess with teenagers." He's like, well, "What you mean? How old?"
No, that was Teray. That wasn't Gail. That was earlier. He said, what do you mean teenage?
No, she asked him something like that too, and he said it too. Like, he was like, what you mean by that? Something like, you must be young girls. Like, what you mean by that? That's like, R. Kelly, why you go on the interview if you know you're guilty? Like, come on, man.
R. Kelly, I don't think could even read.
No, so but he's talented. I mean,
At music.
Yeah, music. I mean,
At music, but I don't think he was.
But he called himself the Pied Piper. When I found out who the Pied Piper was, I said, "The fuck, I don't think people know who the Pied Piper was."
It was with the rats.
The story I read was like, as a guy took the kids from a village. He took the kids, and they never saw the kids again.
Oh no, I thought the Pied Piper played his flute, and
He played the flute,
the rats all followed him.
The joint I saw was he was playing the flute, and his kids was following him, and the kids never came. The kids never came back again.
So you're saying he was just hiding in plain
Yeah,
sight?
he said, I'm the Pied Piper. You know,
I think you're right. It is the kids.
It's the kids that follow.
Well, one of them shows kids, the other one shows rats.
The one I saw was
I'm seeing
kids.
both. Yeah, but you're right. I'm seeing both.
The guy played the flute, and the kids all follow him out the town, and they never see the kids again. I said, yo, he's telling you who he is, the Pied Piper. When I first saw the story, I'm like, oh, that's what he mean by that. He really fucking telling you.
Well, someone that was very entrenched at Roc-A-Fella, I'm not going to say his name because it was a private conversation, said there was some friction between Jay-Z and Dame over Aaliyah. He even said that at one point Jay-Z took Aaliyah as his date to a wedding while like Dame was dating her.
Yeah.
And that caused, they're saying that was like the start of the problems.
I'm not going to understand that.
Man, a lot of times when two dudes are beefing, if you peel away the layers, a lot of times it's over a girl. They won't admit it, but a lot of times it's over a girl.
I mean, what's better to argue over than a girl? I mean, you got to figure, without money would be worthless without girls. If there's not such thing as girl, like money would be worthless. Like, so you can,
well, I mean, that's not true because money is important in prison. And
but we probably wouldn't even be in prison if it was no girls. You end up going to prison.
Okay, look, I've asked this question before. All the time you spend in prison, what percentage of inmates are there because of a woman?
Well, it could be not directly for.
Not directly, but
we're trying to get money for.
But it comes down to a woman. What percentage?
Probably like half.
Half, yeah.
Probably like half. You know what I mean? Like one way or another. You know what I mean? Because that's your whole. I mean, ever since you're a little boy, of a girl is your motivation. My son started washing up, taking showers to go to school every morning. I'm like, you met a girl, didn't you? How you know? Bro, you never washed up ever in your life. They want to rush to go to the bathroom and looking into your hair. Girls, the motivation for everything a guy does.
Yeah.
I mean, since they're little boys. I mean, since we little boys. Like, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Jay-Z said it. Is the power of the
P-U-S-S-Y.
and every dude in the world gets fly. Like,
we get money just to be able to get that and just give it to. That's the whole point. The whole point. I mean, that's the
nice cars, nice clothes, jewelry. You get famous.
So I can understand you arguing over a girl. I mean, that's what's better to argue over than that. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I understand that, but like, we front like it's not like that when we're younger.
Because you don't want to admit that you're in prison because someone's fucking your ex.
All right.
Because it sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Yeah,
I'm doing 20 years because I shot this dude because he was fucking a girl who didn't want me anyways. The worst night of my life was a home invasion that happened where I was fucking with this one girl and her ex jumps in the window and attacks me in the middle of the night.
Look, he didn't kill you.
I thought I killed him. I walked out of the room thinking he was dead.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it got that bad.
You know what's crazy? Because a guy that's a coward, you mess with some guys that's cowards, mess with their girl, though, they're not cowards no more. Like,
this motherfucker climbed up 2 levels of balcony, and she woke me up in the middle of the night and said, I think someone's in my window. I'm not realizing this window she's referring to as a balcony window because I'm at her place. I was only been there a few times. Open the fucking curtain. This dude's on the balcony staring at me. I'm naked. Like, you know what I'm saying? He attacks me and jumps in. Jumps in the room. She runs out, leaves me to die.
But she just
and some very violent shit happened, and I thought I'd killed him. But it was all over a girl. You know what I mean? And like,
I mean,
it was the dumbest situation ever. Like, he got really, really hurt. Like I literally thought I'd killed him.
Lucky he ain't tell on you.
Huh?
Lucky.
No. The police showed up.
But he did. He
got arrested.
Because he's breaking and entering.
They interviewed. Well, they asked me what happened. I told them. I woke up. This dude attacked me. Whatever else. The girl comes out. She ran next door and called the police.
Oh,
right. They asked her what happened. She explained the same story as me. They're like, does he live here? No. Does he have his things here? No. So he got arrested. They found my Rolex that he had, like, when he finally became conscious again. Like they found my Rolex in his pocket, so now he's charged with theft and terrorist threats and breaking, entering, and whatever else. But me and him had a conversation before he went to court, and I told him that I'm not testifying against him. So I said, me and you are even. You did what you did. I did what I did. I don't want to have a beef that's going to last for the rest of my life. I said, we're even. We all going to take our lumps and keep it moving. He ended up getting probation.
That's the difference. Like in the hood, you're not allowed to do that.
What do you mean?
Like to tell the cops. It's so different. If this is the interaction between a cop and a black guy like myself. I'm gonna give you a scenario. I'm in my sister's house in the shower. I got my clothes on the bed. They brand new, I'm about to get fly. I come out the shower. The clothes is missing.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck? Somebody had broken the house.
Oh.
I didn't know. I'm like, what the fuck? So I get the guy. I got his towel on. I call my sister like, yo, somebody must have broken in. She's like, well, call the cops. I'm like, you sure? I'm like, I call the cops. The cops come to our house. I'm in the towel still. They got there fast. It's daytime. He's like, I said, yo, somebody just broke. It's my sister's house. Somebody broke in here. Well, who are you? I said, I'm my brother. I'm the one they came here while I was in the shower. You got ID? I said, listen, I'm trying to tell you, that's right. Turn around. They got me in how we know that you ain't doing? Got me in handcuffs.
Wait, steal your own clothes?
On the ground with a towel on. It's the last time I called the police. It's like 2009. I said, I'm in a fucking towel. Why would I answer the door for y'all to come? I mean, that's
well, and your sister is going to say that's my brother.
But she was at work. So,
okay.
My thing is this,
say, he's still here.
Yeah, like fuck. So when that ain't work, they start, so this way, they wait for me to come out, get dressed, come outside, and pull me over. After they let me up, found out this is my sister's house. So this is the type of shit, like, I got videos on YouTube where I'm sitting there doing a YouTube video, right? Parked. Cops pull up. License registration. I'm so like, this shit is so crazy, like the interactions with the police and we got this brown skin is so crazy and so different. Like, but see, I got pulled over 27 times in 3 months, right? So it's this, I mean, I got 2 of them on video of not even driving. I'm parked. I mean, so you get to know how to interact with the cops, which though, like, you were scared to even call them for anything.
I remember I interviewed Tony Yayo, and he was saying how he was at his parents' house, and his dad started to have a heart attack, and he just paused because he couldn't bring himself to call 911. But luckily, there was someone there that just grabbed the phone and was like,
it was. And
it's not like he was trying to let his dad die,
yeah,
but it's just like
the cops.
He's just so ingrained not to call the police for anything.
I come home from prison. I was out about 8 months. I'm just like 3 a.m. I come home. I see a little kid walking down the street, about 2 years old, a white kid. It's about 2 or 3 a.m. with a bottle. The bottle empty. And the first thing I said was, man, I'm not fucking with that kid, that white kid, man. I'm good locked up. Like, I started thinking, and I said, oh, this is a kid. Like, I mean, but that's how you program. Like, I mean, like, like, man, you feel like you're gonna get blamed, you're gonna get. But I caught the kid, right? He not crying or nothing. I pick him up like, yo, who? So I knocked on a few doors, nobody answers, like 3 a.m. So the cops happened to be riding past. I flagged the cop down, and I was like, I was so nervous, like, what the fuck? He was like, where did you get this kid from? I said, man, like, but I like, this kid might get hit. Mind you, the kid wasn't crying, not walking around with a pamper on.
I would have done the same.
But it's like, still for me, it was like kind of like iffy. Like, I'm on parole. They can say, well, who knows what the fuck?
Kidnapping.
That's what I'm saying. So like, but I said, but being a father, I was like, man, I can't let this kid walk down, keep walking down. Then the mom come out like 30 minutes later screaming, ah! I said, the cops already took the kid. But like, I'm just saying, the cops, first thing I thought, man, the cops gonna try to see. It's just like, it's so crazy how the cops do you, man. You got the brown skin. You saw the cops kill that lady in the house.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, man.
Yeah.
So you be the cops, like, you almost more scared to call the cops than anything else.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it is, man.
Because then, if you can't call the cops, then you start to feel like you have to handle it yourself. Which then puts you into a situation where you might be doing a crime, at least from the law's point of view.
Yeah, but that's how I go anyway in the hood. Like, you got to take care of everything yourself, because at the end of the day, the cops want you, even if you're the victim, they want you locked up too. Like, they want to find a way for you to be in prison too. Like, and it's so crazy because people don't believe it. They like, man, that can't be true. You got to be doing something. No, if you look at my videos, like, I'm in the car, not minding my business, the car not parked. Not open once. And the second time video, there's 10 cops around me. I was reading a book about
10 cops.
I got on video.
To do what?
They tell me to get out the car. Like, I was driving them when the Stingray Corvettes first came out. I had bought one. The cops don't. If you got a nice car, they don't like that shit at all. You gotta have nerve to have a nice car. Get the fuck out. It's the craziest shit. But a person that don't experience that will never know what it's like. It's like, oh, even when you're not doing nothing wrong, you see the cops, you just start you feel nervous, like. You know what I mean? Like, because, the cops could say anything, and the cops' word against yours, they don't believe they were every time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, another thing I heard from the same person who told me about the whole Jay taking Aaliyah to a wedding thing was that Jay got tired of not being on the Forbes list every year because he was splitting his money 3 ways.
Really?
And that was some of the motivation where he was like, listen, I just need to get rid of these 2 other guys and just have, everything come through me.
I mean, whoever that is must be like really like, I mean,
I mean, these sound like very specific conversations, right? I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm not going to say who it is, but
I mean,
if I ever tell you, you'll be like, oh yeah, he.
I could believe it because Jay-Z seemed like he was chasing the title to be, have money. Like,
He was trying to being on a Forbes list is a big deal if that's where you're kind of on the cusp.
Yeah, it's a big deal, but I think it's stuff that's way more important than that. You know what I mean?
I agree, but Jay likes those titles.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You need those titles when you're missing something. You need those titles. Like, I would never need that type of title. You know what I mean?
You said something interesting. You did a podcast. It was like a bunch of people on a couch.
Yeah.
And you said Biggs hated Jay-Z more than Dame.
Yeah, but back.
I find that hard to believe. I've interviewed Biggs a couple of times.
I'm telling you from me personally experienced. Like, yeah. Before he went to prison.
Okay, I didn't know him before he went to prison.
Yeah,
I did know him afterwards, and all of our conversations, both on and off camera, he's always spoken very highly about Jay-Z.
I mean, because he got to now. It's politics. I mean, he might really do feel like that right now. But at the time, when I was running, I heard him say more bad stuff about Jay-Z than Dame did.
What did Biggs say about Jay-Z?
He just hated him. He just didn't like the way he was. They felt like he was moving wrong. You know what I mean? And Biggs ain't the type of person that talk a lot. You know what I mean? But like, you could tell I feel like he was like really more upset than Dame. But Dame was like really more talking shit. But Biggs like he really meant it. Like you mean?
Look, Biggs, I felt got into a great situation because I guess he had the money early on.
Yeah.
To get things up and running. And look, he just happened to hook up with Jay, who ended up being who Jay was. And,
But I'm saying anybody could change. You could hate somebody this year and then be cool with them. Like, I'm just saying the effects of it is that, it was at one point in time that he felt the same way Dame did, or even more worse. You know what I mean?
What was Biggs really doing during Roc-A-Fella's heyday? I
guess he just was up just there. I guess he was the person that, he put the bread up in the beginning, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right, but what was he still doing during that time? Because you could say, for example, Dame brought in Kanye. Dame brought in Dipset, right? Dame was out, yelling at people to try to get the best deal for Jay, and then he was pushing the line and everything else like that. I understand you put up the money, but what was Biggs still doing?
But you gotta remember that if I put the money up, the seed money up from the rip, I don't have to do nothing else.
Right. You could be the silent partner.
Because it won't work.
Was he really the silent partner? Because when I interviewed Biggs, he's like, Biggs would be involved in choosing the music and stuff like that. But what was he really doing from your point of view?
I just looked at him as just like an owner. Like, owners, a lot of times owners don't do shit. Like, owners got everybody else to do shit for him. Like, you mean? But the thing is this, if we in the hood, it's us three. We sitting here. You rap, you management, I got the money. That's a team. You know what I mean? Without each one of us, it won't work. You know what I mean? We all need each other. I mean, of course, somebody might outgrow other person, but I just feel like we all need each other at the beginning.
What I'm saying is that a silent partner usually is not always around.
But
in the background.
But we friends, and we friends on top of that, and we already be hanging together already.
Okay, so the 3 of them really were friends.
Yeah, I guess they was friends. They was friends already. Plus, you know what I mean, so like, and I put money up for this joint, so I own 1/3 of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I don't really got to do nothing. I mean, because 1/3 of nothing is nothing. I mean, but I put this money up, so that means I'm believing in it when nobody else is.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, I like Biggs. Me personally, I
like Biggs too, man. I got nothing bad to say about him. Period. I think he's dope, and I like his whole.
People,
he's like on social media. He's like the guru of like interesting quotes and introspection and stuff like that.
I just was surprised when I saw him, but I understand. I mean, that shit, man. He powerful. He got bread. Like, I mean, people forgive people, and I don't think nothing bad happened between them. I guess he just said pick sides. You know what I mean?
Do you know the whole story about why he went to prison?
On the marijuana or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I asked him about it point blank because from what the headline said, he had some big, marijuana growing operation. And I'm like,
some shit in his crib, I think, wasn't it?
Well, okay. So I asked him that. I said, well, make it make sense. You had just sold Roc-A-Fella. You got money. Why would you be involved in a drug operation. I mean, I know weed is weed.
He
But
smoked
why,
weed all the time too.
Yeah, but why would you be involved in it? He goes, I wasn't involved in it. He goes, what had happened was he had a friend who was a grower and another friend who needed weight, so he just put them on the phone together, not knowing one of the guys was wearing a wire and was under a federal investigation. So now you put yourself into a major drug deal when you're probably not even profiting from it. You're just helping out some friends.
How long was he in prison?
Well, he had a few years. Let me see.
Big's a cool guy, man. Yeah, I fuck with Biggs. I mean, I haven't seen him in so long though. I mean, Biggs was in jail for a minute. I remember I think it was like 5 years.
5 years in prison.
Yeah, like 5 was. Yeah, that's
a lot, man. To
especially
go from
being rich,
to suddenly doing 5 years.
I'm pretty sure he went through some stuff in jail, so I'm pretty sure they were trying to extort him.
I don't know, man.
It had to be. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, he is Biggs. Everyone knows who he is.
Yeah,
to a certain degree. Everyone listens to Jay-Z.
He kind of like quiet. I mean, but he's from St. Thomas. Like, I mean, so we used to always go to St. Thomas with him. His family over there. I mean,
I've always heard he was the gangster on that team. Like,
but when you go,
that was really into some shit.
But when you that rich and you go to prison though, like, I mean, especially federal prison, like, you know, they never. Who knows where they're gonna send you? They send you anywhere. I mean, people gonna try to text you.
Now listen. Whenever I heard that, after I heard that story, there was a couple instances where it's like, hey, man, my girl's in town, she want to get some cocaine. Know anybody? No, I do not.
Yeah.
I know what happens when you just try to help a friend out with some drugs or whatever.
That's my thing, though. But marijuana was so bad, people doing so much time for it. Why is it legal now? Like,
well, that's the fucked up part.
That's what I went to prison for.
In retrospect, but on a federal level, it's still illegal.
Yeah, but I mean, but why is it because you don't want the person to make money off of it, or is it harmful to the like? It's politics.
Laws are laws, man.
But
society decide. Listen, at one point, alcohol was illegal.
Yeah, I know prohibition. Yeah, but why is cigarettes still legal? Always was legal. Like, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
Much.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Just imagine this. All right, so AR Abdi jail for selling drugs, whatever, right? So they gave him 30, 45 years, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Crack only kills the person that smokes it. And they don't even kill the person that smokes it. I don't know. Cigarettes kill people that's not even smoking it. 50,000 people a year die from secondhand smoking. But imagine if it was illegal and I was selling it, and I go to court and the judges would be like, not only are you killing the people that you're killing, they would have make it so evil and so much of a rundown. But when they got it and they're selling it, it's like it's all good. Like, I mean,
you could say that, but everyone who sells it knows it's illegal as they're doing it. So if you decide to go into a business knowing it's illegal, now you may not have to agree with the law, but you're aware that it's illegal.
But my thing is, but the way the judges talk to you, they talk to you like you're doing the worst thing in the world. Like, just so they can give you that time. But like, to me, it's like, well, what makes a difference? Like, cocaine was in everything back in the day.
Yeah, it used to be Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
hence the name.
Yeah,
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, like, I seen it. It's in kids, like, stuff for their gums. It's like, but they make whatever they want to make illegal. I mean, and then just give you all this time for it. I just think, like, man, it's just the society is just. I think everything they make illegal is for a certain reason. It ain't for to protect nobody or make somebody. I mean,
someone's profiting from it.
Yeah, there's somebody profiting from it. I mean, like,
well, this came up a little bit of back and forth. There was a story about how Dame Dash slapped Steve Stout in the Universal building. Do you know about that?
Not heard about it, but I wasn't there.
I know someone that was there that was down the hall when it happened. Because the story I heard was, because Dame would get really angry if anyone tried to do a business deal with Jay without going through him first. So I guess Steve Stout brought the whole Jay-Z sneaker deal, the S-Dots, to Jay because Dame was like overseas or whatever else. Jay liked it. They closed the deal, whatever else. Dame came back, found out about it, and flipped out and went up into Steve's office and slapped him. And I remember someone that was there told me, like, you heard this loud slap, then you heard a bang because Dame's, like, Rolex fell off and, like, hit the wall.
And then he got sued for that, didn't he?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I didn't hear he got sued. But then But then Steve Stout claimed that he ran into Dame in the street and he had a couple girls with him, one of which is the girl that he had the baby with recently. And he claimed that, like, Dame was scared and pushed the girl down in front of him, and she fell.
Recently?
And he ran.
You talking about recently?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Steve Stout said that. And then the girl who got pushed down, she sued Steve Stout.
I don't believe
and,
that.
You know, Dame said it's all bullshit.
I don't believe that. Dame not doing that.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, Dame
that part of the story seems a little.
He not doing that. That's no. Running like then that's like the guy Steve Stout like a scary guy. Nothing.
No, not at all.
So like somebody run from you like he's like, but I mean, but I just think at some point though, like I mean, like well, as far as Dame concerned, I just think at some point stuff gonna start clicking for him. I think something because people everybody's paying attention to him. I mean, and watching him, and he got his network and stuff. I just think something gonna click for him. I mean, because he put a lot of people on, he did a lot of good stuff. People see the bad stuff he did, but he did a lot of good stuff for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So I just think something gonna click for him. I mean, because when it's meant for you, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But my thing is, people act like he's living in a shelter somewhere. Like he's still living crazy.
He's got a nice house in Florida. He had to evacuate recently.
Yeah, I mean, he still got the Rolls Royces. I mean, like I said, if he's poor, and if that's what you call poor, that's a nice way to be poor. The way.
Well, look, I don't think anyone's saying that he's homeless, but I don't think having almost $9 million in debt to the IRS, you know, and having to probably put stuff in other people's names.
So at what point do they put you in prison for stuff like that? I know that Wesley Snipes went to prison. Like,
you get put in prison for tax evasion.
Oh, now if you just owe.
If you just owe,
be a payment plan.
It's a little bit different. Like Wesley tried to be slick about it. He basically tried to say that he was his own sovereign country. He doesn't technically have to pay taxes, and they set up a whole thing where whenever someone would get audited, they would send them like 1,000 boxes of paperwork, and it would fuck up the IRS guys and everything else like that. When they finally figured out, Wesley did like 5 years, but the guys who really orchestrated were getting like 20, 30 years. So it's serious. It's one thing to try to create a system where you don't pay taxes and there's a group of you doing it. It's another thing to say, listen, I didn't have the money to pay. Yeah. I'm going to try to, pay at the best of my ability, because that's the whole thing. Like when Reasonable Doubt sells, the IRS is saying that we want that shit first. We don't care about your little lawsuit. You owe us before you owed him. So we're getting it first. Once you're done paying back this $8.7 million, then you can handle the rest of this.
Then they put all your business online.
Yep.
That part.
Well, we had the Drake and J. Cole battle, and J. Cole recently dropped a new song. You heard about this?
I heard about the song, but I don't.
Port Antonio.
I just didn't like the fact. I just didn't like when he tapped out from Kendrick Lamar. Like I just didn't.
Yeah, that was real soft.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's a dope. He's hot as shit. Like so, I just thought you got the same. You just as good as him. I don't understand. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, look. He had a line in the new song. He said, "I would have lost a battle, dog. I would have lost a bro. I would have gained a foe, and all for what? Just to attain some mo. Props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for."
I mean, he's trying to be deep, but like, this is some bitch shit to me. I mean, and I fuck. I don't know him, but I fuck with his music. He hot it, but like that was some bitch ass shit. To me, it's like, bro, hip hop is about like, all right, I think I'm better than you. You think you're better than me. Like, it don't got to be nothing like, you know what I mean?
Well, especially because he dropped a song and then took it down.
I mean,
the song was soft though.
I mean, but I'd rather make a soft song than make a song saying like you want to bro enough. This because Kendrick Lamar wasn't coming at you like that. He's coming at you full force. You mean like he won't come at you full force? Like can't. But he probably raised different. I don't know where he's from, but like
he's from North Carolina.
Yeah, but he seemed like he's from like
Fayetteville.
He seemed like he's from like a suburb somewhere or something like that type thing.
He was raised by a white mom.
Oh, he white?
He's mixed. Half black, half white.
He hot as shit though. But he had the bars.
He's one of the top 3 rappers.
But
look.
He probably don't got that fight in him, that dog in him.
No, he doesn't. And look what ultimately happened with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Like, Drake got called a pedophile. Yeah, but going to stick with him forever, even though it's probably not true. They're saying that, one of Kendrick's kids isn't really his, and that he beats his woman. Like, there's a lot of, this was I think the dirtiest, nastiest,
they made it
bottom scraping battle of all time.
They made it personal.
It was overly personal. It was lying personal.
But it was still entertaining. It was good. Drake was showing that he got dog in him though. Even if he lost, if people say anybody lost, to me he ain't lose. But
wait, you don't think Drake lost?
No.
You think Drake won?
Yeah, this is the thing. That not like a song. You know how you hear a song, they play a song so much that it make you like, all right. Like when I first heard the song, I just didn't. I mean, I just really didn't. I think that the Drake lyrics was better. I mean, I just didn't. Of course, I know everybody on the internet is gonna go crazy about that.
No,
right?
no. Listen, I think the best song was
Drake,
"Family Matters."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Drake.
That's the song I listen to the most. But I understand the significance of "Not Like Us."
They like Kendrick Lamar so much that because he's the West Coast savior. See, he got the whole West Coast, so they gonna anything he do, they gonna like. Oh, I mean, but to me, I think Drake better to me. But man, no, Drake don't write the songs. Like if Drake don't write the songs, of course he can't be better than him.
Yeah,
but that part. But my first the songs they was going back and forth with. But Kendrick Lamar is a 10. He's a 10. He's a 10.
Well, look, Not Like Us just beat out Old Time Road for the longest time spent on the hot rap charts.
But you gotta remember, he got L.A. If he was the same rap, exactly the same, he was from New York, it'd be different.
Think?
For sure. You know why? Because LA they was looking for somebody, a savior. And then you gotta remember, LA's big. It's like from being from New York to Florida. They got the whole LA is the whole. You know what I mean? So you can go play in LA without even your songs even being played over here. I mean, but plus he good on top of that. But I just think that the LA, no matter what he do, he can't do no wrong because he from over there and he like their savior. You know what I mean? But I just didn't think his songs were better than Drake's on that bad one. You know what I mean?
Well, Drake had a streak of having his songs chart on the Hot 100 every week since April of 2022, and that just ended. So he doesn't have any songs right now on the Hot 100 for the first time in 12 years.
Yeah, it's like he went dormant a little bit right now.
Kind of did.
But you gotta remember, he killed the game so bad that it's like...
Yeah, listen, he can retire right now.
Yeah, he killed the game. He had so many hits that it's like... I mean, it's to the point like it was like Drake was the face of rap.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So like, the reason I like Drake is because he's put a lot of people on. Put a lot of people you wouldn't even know about if it wasn't for Drake, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man, doing a verse for an unknown rapper will give that person a career.
Especially from Drake?
Block Boy JB, I Love McConan, Young Blue. The list goes on.
That's what I'm saying. He put a lot of people, 21 Cent. He put a lot of people on heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, even Kendrick Lamar, he had him and A$AP Rocky on this joint. So I'm like, so I just didn't understand like why they even start beefing in the first place. I mean, but because they both not street people. Like you could tell by the way.
Neither one of them.
They like some guys that lived in the neighborhood and saw people doing street shit. But
Drake didn't even live in the neighborhood. He lived in a Jewish neighborhood with his mom.
Yeah.
His dad wasn't really around like that.
I mean, because you talk about the shit they say in raps. The old school rap battles and rap was like, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna get your mom. It was shit like that. They talking about some other shit, but this the new era we live in. Like, I mean, so.
Well, the Canadian rapper Top 5, who just beat a murder charge thanks to Drake paying his lawyer, actually threatened to shoot Kendrick if he comes to Toronto.
Really? Okay. Oh, so you see what happened? Rick Ross went to Toronto. I mean, Toronto.
I mean, Drake is Toronto. You can't disrespect Drake but you
don't have to go to Toronto,
and think everything's going to be all...
But you don't have to go to Toronto.
Yeah, you can just skip Toronto.
You don't have to go to Toronto. That's like a must. It's not like it's L.A. Yeah. It's not a worst.
I've never been to Toronto.
I mean, either.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Only thing in Toronto is besides Drake is Vince Carter.
Right.
You mean, but like, I just think Drake was a thorough. The way he perceived. I ain't like we had his fingernails painted. But you know how you see you got a little brother, you love your little brother, but like you do some nut shit, you be like, I'm gonna let it slide because you my little brother, but don't do that. Don't do that shit no more. That's how I felt. They're like, oh, your man got fingernails painted. I said, oh my God, man, come on, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm not feeling it either.
I don't understand that part. You mean, I'm like, why? I mean, why?
That's for girls, man.
But I gave him one little pass because I fuck with Drake, like, but can't do that no more. You do that again, like it's over.
Well, you're from Philly.
Yes, sir.
And one of your, local Philly rappers, Ybcdul, got killed 24 hours after saying he was untouchable.
It's crazy. I just like sent him a message on Instagram. We was talking on Instagram, told him be careful. I saw him on No Jumper.
Yeah. And
he was saying something about, me, Ines, or whatever, and I was talking to him. Because he was actually on the video, right before he got killed, he was on the video on my mom's block. Like, I mean,
really?
Yeah, he from around my mom's block, right that way. Yeah.
You knew him personally?
No, he was younger than me, so like I knew who he was, but he like my kid's age.
Right. He called himself Mr. Disrespectful. There's a video of him digging up a grave, which he later said
it wasn't really somebody. Yeah, but I hate that he felt like he had to do that to become popping. I mean, because it's a tragedy. Because my thing is, I just wish you could just did his music and just. I mean, because when you doing this, debating people like that in Philly dangerous.
Well, a 16-year-old killed him.
That's the one.
from what they say, it has nothing to do with his ops or anyone he was dissing or anything else like that. It was just some kid had the opportunity to kill
and get a name
for themselves.
But if he wasn't doing all that stuff, they wouldn't even would
absolutely not.
Name to get.
Remember he did that vlog with that white kid?
Yeah, that's what he's on my mom block.
Yeah.
I feel sad because I'm like, he didn't become the best version of himself. He died before he got to become the best version of himself. You know what I mean? Because when you're young, you're dumb. I was young. I was dumb as shit. Like but my era, we didn't do shit like that because that wasn't out. That would have been frowned upon. You can't do shit like that. You know what I mean?
He was only 25 years old.
I'm saying, like,
that's crazy. That's less than half my age.
Then he's like, it was almost like he was saying, like, nobody can. It's just sad to me. Like,
he was baiting people. No one gonna touch me. I'm untouchable. And
he was right there. Like people fucked with him. Like, I mean, I just wish. They don't. When you're that young, you don't really understand what life means. Like how valuable life is. I mean, so like you just playing with it. Like you don't get an extra life like a video game. Like you gotta be.
Yeah, you're right.
Man.
Yeah, you can't put another quarter in the machine.
And God will say, "Are you're not valuing it? He'll take it from you." But it's when you're a person my age, just look at it. It's just sad because I know he would have been different when he got older.
Well, you also can't do shit like that in your own city. Now, if he moved to Atlanta and was dissing a whole bunch of Philly people while going, hang around Bankhead or something,
but
no one really would give a shit.
Me losing the kid myself, it make me, like, when I see somebody young die like that, I think about their mom, their dad, their sisters, their brothers. Like, when somebody died, their whole family is affected. I mean, Philly be having 500 murders a year, so like that's like 400 murders. Like that's like a lot of families just devastated. You walking around looking like you're normal, but you're not. I mean, we lose. Then it's on camera. It's killing us on camera. I mean, so like it's just like sad, man. I mean, but I definitely reached out to him when he was talking to me. I was like, man, be careful. He said he was in LA or something like that. I mean. So I'm like, so then I see him pop up with the white. I don't know if he was showing off for that white kid. I don't even know who that white kid is. He must got a YouTube page or something. Showing off and then like, I was like, damn, why he in Philly? I mean, because if you got bodyguards, even if you got unless you got a bulletproof truck or something, you can't be like.
Well, listen, in my early DVD days, I used to go to people's hoods, go to studios, go to people's homes to film. I'm holding the camera. They're pulling out guns on camera, pointing them at the camera. In retrospect, it was like, yo, one of them could have accidentally pulled the trigger and killed me on accident.
Yeah.
I remember interviewing Lil Eazy-E, and right before the interview, and we're doing it in front of Eazy's grandparents' house, which is like in the hood in Compton. Right before the interview, before I pressed record, someone handed him a gun. He tucked it in, and the whole interview, he's like looking around, head on a swivel. And I'm thinking like,
yes,
is there about to be a drive-by here? Like,
but see, these days rappers getting killed so often. Like it's like. I mean, it's like the normal thing now. Back in the day, Master Jay got killed. It's like a, big deal. But I mean, like that didn't happen like that. Now it's like every week. I mean,
how'd you feel when Philly rapper OT7 Kwani did the whole thing with Trump?
I didn't feel no type of way about it at all. I mean, because he messed with my homie Louis V. So like, what Louis V. my friend. So anybody that's his artist. So like anything, his artist.
That's his artist.
Yeah, that's his artist.
I never even heard of Kwani before, and the fact that he's with Trump, I'm like, oh,
when I saw him, like, what the fuck?
He's on the map right now.
First of all, I saw him like, that's a power. But see, I fuck with Trump. This is why I fuck with Trump, right? People gonna talk shit. I know they gonna talk shit, right? I don't care about politics. He just tell the truth, and he's funny to me. I mean, he's funny to me. He talks shit. He say what he feel. I'd rather niggas say what he feel than keep lying and all that shit. He gonna say.
So you're voting for Trump?
I don't vote. Period.
Why not?
It's like voting between a pedophile and a rapist. Not saying that, but saying like you don't want either one. So like,
so you think Kamala?
I don't know. I think she's a lie. First of all, she got caught lying about her grandma. She had a book she got, but it's supposed to be staying next to her grandma. Her grandma died before she was born. It's not even her grandma. So you lied about something that's small, something like that. That's just somebody can find out that you're lying. What you won't lie about? I mean, I don't like the way she had like Megan Thee Stallion. Like that's almost like she's saying like anybody. I can get these rappers to come up here and this is automatically gonna vote for me. I don't even care about politics, but I'm like, people see through that. Like, I mean, plus I don't think. I don't even want to say this on camera, but I just think that a man should be president. Only because Hillary Clinton could have been president. She's like a man. She evil enough to be like a man. Like, I mean, a lady's got to be. Listen, to be president.
Yo, the comments are about to eat this up right now.
A lady. To be president, you got to have some evilness in you. You got to bomb countries. You got to do. I just don't think a lady for that job, who want to have you got to bomb a country?
But you've seen female leaders in the world, like Margaret Thatcher.
But not the but she was like
she was the president.
Prime
she
Minister.
was the prime minister of England.
That's kind of
Golda Meir was the president of Israel.
But I said,
and had to overlook bombings and everything.
When I say women, like first, I don't think she's like I think Hillary Clinton could have been president. She's like evil. She to me she looks tough enough.
Okay.
Or Margaret Thatcher, she looked tough enough. I don't think Condoleezza Rice. I don't think she could have been. She don't look like she could be. Plus, a lot of countries won't they won't respect a woman president. I mean, they're not going to, I mean, but I just don't think Kamala got it. Some women that probably do, but I wouldn't want my wife to be president.
Okay.
I mean, like, you the president? Like you're the president? So there's no men in the whole country that could be president.
She's already vice president. Though.
Yeah, but look what she's doing. It's like, I don't, they ask her some questions sometimes and she don't even be doing that. Mind you, I don't know about politics, so I could be wrong about I don't know. But from the way I see it, like, when you're lying about your grandmom in a book and she's dead, you never met her, what the fuck is you lying about? That makes me like something's wrong with you. Why would you lie about that? Like, I mean, but I think the president they already know who's gonna be the president. I think the people voting is just a bullshit. I think they already know who's gonna be the president. Like, I don't even think that. I think when you vote, it don't even matter because there's no way to tell.
I mean, you do know that your ancestors literally died and got hosed, and attacked by dogs just for their right to vote.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna look at it if it's nobody for me to vote for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
if you don't vote, then someone will vote for you.
Yeah, but I never complain about politics. Never.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, because politics for me is like,
I feel you.
I mean, I be worried about y'all. I mean, I don't really know about politics like that. I know that they make the laws and all that stuff, but I just feel like the voting is rigged. Like, but when Donald Trump was president, though, they was giving out money. That's all I remember. I mean, the only time I ever felt anything that somebody, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or whatever, I don't know but he was the president and people was giving out free money. And
that's a lot of money during the pandemic. We made a lot of money.
That's all I remember. So that's the only president that ever did something that I felt that different. I mean, other than that, I mean, of course I like Obama because he was black. That's the only reason I like.
Kamala's black.
Yeah, but she's not really.
She's half black.
But she
was in a black sorority at a HBCU. I mean, she's pretty black.
I don't know. She don't, to me, like, it's like she be trying to be black to me. Like, but I don't care about that. But I just like Obama because he was a black, like a cool old head. Like, I can't believe. I'm like, you the president, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got Obama tattooed on me, bro.
Really? Where?
My leg. Like,
okay.
I literally, because when I saw him, it's like something I never thought I would see. I mean, and now that I know there's politics about it, I'm like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have got it. Now that I know more, but I was so hyped to see him be president that I just like, I mean, it was like, I thought he was gonna die. When he's walking down the street by the car, I was like, man, somebody about to shoot him. I mean, it was a guy that was about to kill him. It was a guy molesting his daughter. They come in the house to lock him up for that because the wife had killed him. They found all his bombs he had for Obama. He's like, he had a basement full of bombs and he's gonna kill Obama. I was like, oh, yeah, Obama got to be careful. But he's so smooth though. Like, I mean,
they almost killed Trump.
So you voting for Kamala?
I'm voting for Kamala. Yeah. Well, at this time, but then again, when we get closer to the election, I may change my mind.
You probably know more about politics than me. What make you vote for Kamala?
I mean, I've always been a Democrat. I've always felt, like I'm a liberal, not a conservative. Like, I don't believe in keeping things as is as long as possible. I feel like society has to progress and you have to be open-minded and think ahead, even if the downside is you might lose a little bit right now. Republicans have always been conservative. Democrats have always been liberal. I've always been liberal. You
think she fit to be president?
What's that?
You think she fit to be president?
I think so. I mean,
they picked Biden as president, so I mean.
Yeah, I didn't think Biden should have ran again. And I remember me and D.L. Hughley had a whole conversation about this after that debate when you saw that Biden was just too old to even speak. I said, they need to get rid of him. And I was right.
I just think, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I got to learn more about politics. I don't really, I think they just say whatever they got to say to get in office, then they get in there.
I mean, Biden said that he's absolutely running 100%. A week later, he said, I'm stepping down. So, politics, they do say whatever they need to say right there at that moment.
So they make it like Donald Trump the most racist person in the world, right? That's how they carry it on TV. I mean, it's almost like they try to make me, but he got Kodak Black out of jail.
And Lil Wayne.
The blackest ghetto person that you could think of. If you're racist, I don't see you getting Kodak Black out of jail.
I don't think he's I mean, I think there's certain things about him that are racist.
Yeah, but I think it's just racist as anybody else. Like, no, not no more.
You know,
not,
saying the Haitians are eating cats and dogs. Like,
I think he's a spoiled brat to just say anything he don't give a fuck. Like when he said they eat dogs, I say, yo, but I don't take it serious. Like when he say, but I think that abortion thing is serious.
Very serious, and he helped put that together because he went and put the judges that voted for that.
But why the fuck would they want to stop that?
I have no idea. Well, because you're pro-life, you feel like you're killing a baby by aborting it.
But you have a baby that somebody don't want?
Listen, I remember Malcolm Gladwell, he wrote this book called The Outliers, where he kind of broke down how 15 years after abortion became legal federally, you saw a big drop in crime nationwide. Because suddenly all these kids that were going to be born into families that didn't want them, teenage moms, teenage dads, girls getting molested and getting pregnant.
How you tell somebody to do with their body, though? Like, how you could tell somebody to just...
Yeah, so by giving women the option to get rid of the baby, suddenly you're taking away all these boys and girls who would grow up to be criminals because they're growing up in situations that are really bad. Listen, I don't care who you are. If you're 14 and you have a baby, that baby's not going to be well adjusted when it gets older.
No.
Like, you got a baby raising a baby.
But I'm pretty sure somebody will have the abortion machine still, even if it's a little...
No, they were still doing them, but now you're risking...
Going to jail, murder.
You're risking the woman dying, during, back alley abortions. The doctor could go to prison. Like, you don't want that.
But they said charge a lady in Texas with murder.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally when Roe versus Wade got overturned on a federal level, all these states had triggers in place that suddenly made it illegal. So, yeah, I think it's stupid. I've always been pro-choice. I've always thought that a woman should choose whether they want to abort or not.
For sure.
Always. It just seems so obvious. To make it go backwards was the stupidest thing ever.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how people even could go for that. Like, I don't understand. Like, but maybe that's why Trump not gonna win. Just off of that.
Maybe off of that, yeah.
Just off of that, because I think
women, I'm sure, are pissed off.
Yeah,
about
I don't think no woman gonna vote for. But
Well, just recently there was the young Dolph murder trial.
Yeah, I seen it.
Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop, was sentenced to life for the murder of young Dolph. He was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and a felon in possession of a firearm. Life in Memphis is like 51 years.
Life in Pennsylvania is you never getting out.
Yeah.
So
51 years is still 51 years, man.
But you can do 51 years.
Depending on your age.
Yeah, if you're 20.
Yeah, but I think
it's people in jail that did more than 51 years in Pennsylvania. But what I'm saying is life in Pennsylvania, you're never getting out. I don't care how you live to be 100. You're never getting out. But 51 years, you're done. Even if you're 20, you get out 70.
Yeah.
It's over. You know what I mean? But
he's 24 years old.
He's done. It's over.
Getting out at 75?
It's over.
I mean...
You know what I mean? It's over.
What are you going to contribute to society at 75 after being in prison for,
then you in jail for killing somebody
3/4 of your life?
You in jail for killing young Dolph in Memphis. I mean, I don't know how his pull is in Memphis, but I'm sure you have friends in prison in Memphis and you in jail for that. I think that's...
Well, I mean, think about it. What came out in the trial was that Yo Gotti's brother, Ybcdul, had put a $100,000 hit on Dolph.
When he passed away?
And then Juke got killed right afterwards in front of his mom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They also said that, there's a $50,000 hit on Key Glock, which was, the second biggest artist on PRE. $50,000 hit on PRE Woo, $20,000 hit on Snoop Bands, and $5,000 on Moochie Grape.
Well, it was like for to get the competition out the way?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I've been trying to dig into what
they popping already. Like, Yo Gotti
the beef between young Dolph and Yo Gotti, it's murky. It's like they say that Gotti wanted to sign Dolph and he didn't want to sign, so they felt some type of way about that. There was I heard it was over a girl. I heard that there's some street shit that both of them were involved in that kind of spilled over.
But if I was Yo Gotti,
stupid.
I would never want that nothing to happen to Dolph because I know first person they're gonna look at is me.
Right.
I mean, he's too popping. His life is too good to be even involved in these things, stuff like.
Yo Gotti was popping.
I'm talking about Yo Gotti.
Yeah, it's
like popping.
Glorilla. I heard Glorilla charges $250,000 for a show these days.
Yeah,
$250,000 to do a show, and that's Yo Gotti's artist.
I like Glorilla.
Yeah, she cool.
She cool.
I'm just saying, if my brother had this multi-million-dollar successful record label,
Yeah, I'm not doing. But you know, you can't take streets out of some people. Like, I mean, plus they probably thought that they probably playing offense. They probably thought Young Dolph and them people probably was gonna do something to them. I don't know. I don't know nothing about
they
Memphis.
say Straight Drop got $800 for that hit.
He got to spend the rest of his life in prison.
Man, so you buy a PlayStation 5 and a couple games.
So let me ask you something. So can't they make that like a RICO type of thing?
They might.
They can say,
you don't see this yet, but you know.
Cause they can say, well, you know, that's because it's all like in the same business. I mean, probably hard to prove that, but that'd be, you gotta be careful. Like, oh man, that's, you know, cause when the cops want you, they'll find a way to make it like, you know, make it stick. I mean, you're successful, you can't be taking chances like that, even if it's your brother. They can say y'all, you know, they can see they doing it for you.
I mean,
I don't know, man. That's. But
I know, like, Gotti's brother getting killed in front of their mom. I know that his last thoughts were, man, all this shit's so unnecessary.
He died after Dolph or before Dolph? After Dolph? After.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that, yeah. In front of his
I know
mom.
His final thoughts were like, man,
He was with his mom.
Serious.
He's with his mom when it happened. And they shot him.
Yep.
Well, it's going down to Memphis like that, huh? I've never been to Memphis.
I've been through there, but I haven't really spent time
I think of Memphis, I think about country music.
Yeah, barbecue.
Yeah, I never. But Moneybagg Yo from Memphis, right? Yeah, I like Moneybagg Yo.
That's Yo Gotti's artist.
Oh, all right.
3-6 Mafia.
They from Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, rest in peace, Gangster Boo. Died of fentanyl. Rich Homie Quan just died of fentanyl. And I did his first interview ever. Me and him were always cool.
So why the fuck is Young Thug still in jail? Like, what the fuck? Like, this shit. I'm talking about, I've been in jail most of my life, and I've never seen a trial this long.
It's the longest trial in Georgia state history.
How much? I know he got to pay his lawyer something crazy.
Millions.
I'm saying, like, the fuck?
Millions.
But it's like it's gonna be a mistrial if you ask me.
Might be a mistrial. They're saying that, you know, I think they're reviewing it for a mistrial.
I think he's gonna be able to sue if he got out of jail in mistrial. He's gonna be able to sue. He been in prison. He been in prison for a fucking like two years.
Like I think over 2 years. Yeah.
And going to court every fucking day. That shit is. He been going to court so long, people not even interested in watching the court shit no more.
What do you think of YSL Woody?
Funny.
They're saying someone took his chain and they made a video.
He's funny. I mean, he's just funny. Like, I mean, when I seen him on the stand saying his answers, he was just funny. He's just a funny guy. I mean, because I don't really get into details of their shit. I don't really know him like that, but I just see the shit he be saying. He's a funny guy. I mean, but I think being on the internet gonna get him in trouble.
I mean, do you think the snitching really matters anymore?
To people, some people do it to me though. I mean, because I just feel like it say a lot about your character. I mean, it say a lot about your character. You just do anything and then try like, I mean, like so. But you know, to the new generation, that don't.
Have you ever had anyone snitch on you?
Yeah. That shit hurt too.
Put you in prison?
Yep. More than once.
More than once.
No. I ever heard a person say I did something that I didn't even do and I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't like that shit, man. I mean, but now if you're a regular citizen, there's no such thing as snitching. But if you're in the streets, like, you can't be telling on nobody, man. You know what I mean? So like, but this new generation they don't give a fuck about nothing. They don't got no rules about nothing. They don't. I mean, so like, you can't even expect that in this generation. You know?
No, man, I feel like these days, if you snitch, it turns into promo.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Gunna is bigger than he ever has been, even after people say that he snitched.
Yeah, people don't really care about that shit. Look at 6ix9ine.
Yep. Just not a $6 million deal, they say.
Yeah, but people that's like, certain people that's really from the streets for real, not that fake as shit, they look at you with a certain type of way. Like, you know, 6ix9ine look at him as an entertainer. Like, you know, he's not a street person. You know what I mean? He got caught up in a situation. He wasn't built for it. But I think the way they handled him, they should have handled him different. He was the money cash cow. Like, they supposed to kept him safe. And just, they was trying to do him dirty. You know?
Listen, I've always said this. The biggest problem in hip hop is the entourages. You look at any other genre of music, country, rock, techno, whatever, you never see these guys get caught up, these arrests, murders, shootings, kidnappings, whatever else. And 99% of the time, the problems that happen in hip hop is never the artist. It's always the entourage. It's this group of people that they take with them.
But sometimes you need
to prove something.
Sometimes you need that entourage though, because when you go do these shows in different states and stuff like that,
man, you could have actual armed security.
Yeah, but you know, back well now you probably can, but back in the day that would have been a bad look.
Yeah, fuck that look. I'm trying to get home.
When you're trying to sell records and do certain things, like, I mean, plus your mentality when you're young, I know when I was young, I was no way I would have did that. I mean, like that. But I mean,
And that's a mistake.
Yeah,
As you're older,
yeah.
listen, when you see me with security, it's never like the homies, my friends, street guys, never. And I have friends like this. Like, I know people that will go punch someone in the face if I ask them to. I don't keep these people around as real security because they're a liability. You know what I mean? I want actual real cops. Like I got one guy out here who's actual NYPD, active. I know that if anything happens and things start to escalate, he could pull out his badge and it's game over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The way I carry,
if you're willing to shoot a cop, then we're all fucked. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's over for everybody.
I don't even want to be nowhere where I need security at, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, with me,
it's
like,
what I'm saying. Certain places you have to be there.
With me, if I'm at a hip hop event, I'm not going by myself.
I feel you.
Because I don't know who's trying to make a viral moment, and you know what I mean. Someone might not like me or whatever.
Yeah, because everybody know you, and like I mean, some people,
everyone knows me. But listen, when I walk around, a lot of times I don't have security, and everywhere I go, it's yo, Vlad, I love your shit. Let me take a picture.
So do you ever be trolling? Because like when you was arguing with the what's the comedian guy?
Marlon Wayans.
It's like was you trolling?
Yeah.
I say he trolling because it's KK. Yeah. I say he trolling.
I was being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And, he talked his shit, I talk my shit. And I apologize. I said I was being an asshole. It is what it is. Life goes on.
So for some reason, I just can't take internet shit too serious. Like,
yeah, we have friends in common. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. Me and Dame Dash were just trolling.
Yeah,
like nothing has ever happened. Like nothing. We've been around each other physically before all this shit happened, so we know each other to a certain degree.
See, we've been through a lot of real shit, like locked up for murders and shot up and shit like that. The internet shit to you be like,
exactly.
Like, somebody say something about me, I can say something back.
So what?
It's not the big
really
deal for me.
It's like a so what?
Yeah.
And people who are really angry and like, I don't want to be. It's like.
I mean, like when I see your show, the person I look at when I see your show is Lil Boozy.
Yeah.
That's like I mean, because I feel like he got a lot of the same. The stuff he care about, that's kind of usually be this on the same lines as how he carry it. But a lot of people, I don't even look at this shit because like I feel like they don't have nothing. Nothing in common with the way I think. You know what I mean? But some people funny as shit. You like, you know what I mean? Like the boy Eric Spears funny as shit.
Yeah. About to go meet up with him.
Oh yeah.
about a week or so. Yeah.
He funny as shit. Like he real tell. I don't know why he's not bigger than he is.
I mean, he's got a good career. Man. He's always on tour.
Yeah,
he's always doing shows. He got money.
He like funny, like
he just doesn't have like Netflix specials.
Yeah, but he should though.
I think he should.
He should though.
But not everyone can politic their way into those situations. You see what I'm saying? Like you do. You got politics in
for
example, I just had Dion Cole on my show. I mean, he's the Old Spice guy.
Mm.
You got to politic your way into something like that.
He had a fucking TV show. When I was in prison, he had a TV show that came on late at night.
He got a show now called Average Joe.
Yeah, he got a movie. I seen it.
He got a new Netflix special. Yeah, okay, mister.
Whatever he be doing, he know how to maneuver the V.
He knows how to maneuver. He was on Blackish.
Yeah.
For like the whole time.
He know how to maneuver the V. Yeah. But he funny too though. He got like a
he's
drive.
hella funny. That's my man. But like, you gotta look like. What do they say? They say that 90% of your business will come from 10% of your clients. See what I'm saying? So most people that you talk to and you try to get some shit going won't go anywhere. But you'll meet that one person occasionally. With me, Rich Antonello, who was the president of Complex, he saw the vision in what I was doing early on, and he signed me onto Complex, and that made me millions over the years. And that was part of my problem with Dame also, because I hooked Dame up with a deal at Complex, and then he started bashing Rich Antonello, who made me millions. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't do that, especially you making me look bad because I'm the one that connected y'all. But regardless, it is what it is at this point. That one person you meet who sees the vision of what you're doing and has the power to pull a lever and make some things happen could potentially change your life into a different direction. But you got to be out there. You got to go to the parties. You got to go to the meetings. You got to, put in your work. Like, look, like that Jaguar Wright Pierce Morgan video that I was in was the most viral thing that happened the other week.
Yeah.
Am I getting a whole bunch of business opportunities or whatever else? No, not really. It's just another day of going viral. Yeah. Like, I go viral like once a month.
You should.
But, I just got to keep putting out work and keep putting out work. And then, when I do meet people, they might be familiar with me and it helps.
Why wouldn't you put Jaguar Wright on your show?
Because she lies. Jaguar Wright said that Jay-Z got Big L killed with a straight face.
I don't even know nothing about how Big L got killed.
Me and Fat Joe talked about this on camera. Big L's brother was like a real gangster. And I guess it crossed a bunch of people and they wanted to get at Big L's brother, but Big L's brother was in prison. So in retaliation, they killed Big L. The story's out there. Jay-Z, I heard, was about to sign Big L to Roc-A-Fella. Did you hear that?
No, I never heard that. I know Big L was a problem. I heard his old shit.
He's dope.
He's a problem.
Why would Jay-Z have Big L killed?
But not only that, how would she know? We from Philly.
That's what I'm saying. How would she know?
But she know everything. I told you, I don't see nothing wrong about Jaguar Wright. She had you out here looking. She say anything. She don't give a fuck. She say anything. But to me, it's funny. Cause she say, did she sound smart though? Like she don't sound like, she sounds like intelligent. Like when she say it, so she is making like it's a real situation. I mean, I'm talking about, cause she know everybody's secrets, every person. So then she know everybody.
She knows everything. I am beside, Jay-Z and
she probably
Beyonce.
do that. After she get on camera, she probably go home and be laughing about that shit. Like,
no, I think it's mental illness.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think that she actually believes it. She wakes up and says, "This is what happened." You seen the video with her like doing this weird like voodoo shit with these stones and whatever else?
I seen her talking to Rick Ross somewhere. They were somewhere talking like. I don't think she's never said nothing about Rick Ross. I don't think. I'm not sure. But she say shit about everybody. If she say your name, it's gonna be something bad. You mean, so like, yeah, but like, I just think she found her niche to make money. Like, so that's why I would never like give a fuck about suing no platform, nothing that she was on. I wouldn't even pay it no mind. Like, so it's, let's just give it more, make it seem like it's true.
Foolio got killed.
Yeah.
And 3 out of the 4 people that were arrested are facing the death penalty.
What state they in?
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Florida will throw out the death penalty left and right.
In Texas.
Yeah. Well, especially for premeditated murder.
Yeah. But Texas kill you fast. The fastest.
Don't fuck around in Texas.
And look who was the governor of both of them states. The Bush brothers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, remember George Bush was Texas and his brother was Florida.
Yeah. Not anymore, but
back in the time, and they kill a shit. Texas kill you fast. Texas kill you fast. I mean, I know it's a girl they're looking for from Chicago that's supposed to access somebody up. Did they catch her?
I'm not sure.
They don't really looking for her. She put a rap. I guess he was a rapper or something. He was at her house getting his hair braided or something. She called some people to come over there and they killed him. And then she skipped town.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But these kids, the stuff they doing is like on the internet. And then it's like they leave all the evidence, they think prison is a game until they get there.
I mean, yeah, the girl who is charged with the murder of Foolio, she's actually pregnant at the time, so she's cooperating.
And she telling, yeah.
Yeah,
she's still gonna probably do 30 years.
She asked for a speedy trial. The other 3, and there's actually one more person that's on the run. And one of the guys they caught, like, he was in his house with a gun to his head, saying he's gonna kill himself, and
he went to jail.
He didn't want to do it.
Because when you kill somebody that's famous and go to jail, you're gonna have to see some of their peoples.
Yeah.
That's from the rip. You go to jail and you have to see their people. So like that part they ain't supposed to be thinking about. You mean?
Well, the whole thing they're not thinking about. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, it doesn't mean just throwing their life away. And
it got ugly over the years because it's like one of the dudes that got killed. His brother was allegedly killed by Foolio's people, and Foolio made songs dissing him and stuff like that. I think they
See, I never heard the guy Foolio music before. I just used to see him on the trolling people and stuff.
No, listen,
he got shot before, right?
He got shot before. I interviewed him. We did 2 interviews with him. I did the interview myself, and then Shirley.
How old was he?
Did the second one. Man, he was like 25.
So it's almost like the young people feel
26.
The young people feel like they got to do stuff like that that could become popping.
Well, I mean, the problem is that when you look at the catalogs, his biggest songs are the ones where he's talking about smoking his enemies and naming all these names. And look. Like one of Foolio's people urinated on the grave of the brother of one of the guys that killed him. So there's a lot of really nasty disrespect. But at the end of the day, is it worth a murder?
When you're young, you don't think along those lines. You just think about right now and today. You don't think about being C and D. You just think about But when by the time they realize what they done, it's gonna be too late, and they're gonna be devastated when they got their life together. They in prison and they're never getting out. I see guys like that. that's 50, 60 got their life together. They religious, but they never getting out because something they did when they was 20. You mean, it's just like, but you know, they can't tell kids nothing these days. They listen to their friends first. You mean, a person older than them don't know nothing. That's how they feel. So, you mean, but that's but if you making songs about people, family that got killed and all that, kind of almost gotta expect some type of retaliation if you're young.
This is why when I get into it with people, if you notice, I've got into it with a bunch of people over the years. You know, like Marlon Wayans is one of them.
But then, Marlon Wayans, that's the person you never have to worry about like somebody shoot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So like,
you know, me and Annalie Chopper were going back and forth.
Yeah.
But like, for example, like Marlon has one of his kids is transgender.
Yeah, I seen him talking about it. Yeah.
Notice I never said nothing about the kid. He was calling me ugly and making fun of my beard and rah, 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 blah, blah. And I'm like.
So is it a girl it's a boy that's a girl?
It's a girl.
That's a boy?
I think it's a girl that's transitioning to a boy. Yeah, it looks like a girl that's transitioning into a boy.
Is it like a grown, is it an adult? Because I heard him talking about saying something about it. Like,
24.
Adult, so he's supporting it and he like love it.
Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah, here we go. So there's a picture. Yeah, it's a girl that's transitioning into a boy. Look, like Marlon was saying a bunch of nasty shit about me, blah, blah, you know, and I fired back, you know, and I basically called him gay, you know, because when he said like I'm ugly, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you don't find me attractive. You know what I mean? You should call yourself Marlon Gayans. Like, you know, you got famous for dressing up like a woman. You know what I mean?
You're trolling him.
Yeah, I was trolling him. But at no point did I say something about his transgender child. Yeah. Because I felt like
that's crossing the line. That's crossing the line.
That's crossing the line. That's it. His kid got nothing to do with our problem right now. You see what I'm saying? And that's just a low blow, and it's nasty. And that's where you really create some real lifelong enemies. Because I know when people talked about my family, you don't see them.
I see Wu-Tang got a son like that. One of the Wu-Tang members, I think, Ghostface.
What about?
Got a transgender, I think it's a...
Oh, okay.
Son, he was like...
Hey, man, listen, I feel for someone who has a transgender child and they have to deal with, you know what I'm saying, the way society looks at them, but that's still someone they love. And, you know, and they try to be a parent.
Or how the parent might look at them.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so forth. So it's like, no matter what Marlon was saying about me, and people were talking about his transgender kid in the comments.
The comments, the people don't give a fuck in the comments.
But, you know, the comments were fucking ballistic. But at no point did I say anything about his trans kid, because I felt that would have been just dirty and nasty, and it wasn't really that serious.
Yeah, and then,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if like, I don't know, if he had like killed like my mom or something, then maybe I'd be like, I'd go jump out the window and just say the most disgusting things I could possibly say, because fuck him forever. But online trolling is really
Marlon Wayans is the person that's like, you gotta like, I mean, first he's funny, he not talk shit back.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you troll him, he professional talking shit back.
That's cool.
I mean, so like
I can hang with that.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Because I interview comedians. You know what I mean? I can hold my own against comedians. I'm not tripping. But at the end of the day, like I said, you know, if you keep it, if you try to just have a little bit of self-respect and don't fall into talking about dead people, talking about relatives, talking about kids, talking about parents, and you just, and I know that shit will get the biggest reaction, you know, because I remember like Boosie, him and Young Blue have been going at it over a money dispute, right? And Young Blue said something like, yeah, you know, go have your kids live in them raggedy ass houses that you have built in the back of your estate, something. And Boosie's like, oh, can you talk about my kids? He goes, well, yeah, well, what about your mentally disabled son, you know, who's drooling everywhere, blah, blah. And I'm like, when I interviewed him, I said, Boosie, you my man, but I felt that was over the line. He goes, you're right, it was. You know, I was mad because he talked about my kids, but me talking about his mentally disabled kid, that was wrong, and I apologize.
But he should have expected that from like Boosie, right? I can see him apologizing later, but I can see Boosie don't give like, I mean, saying that shit from the rip. At the end of the day, when you upset, you gonna say anything. I mean, from the rip. You mean, at least, but take a man to apologize though. I mean, because you easily be like, man, I ain't saying. I mean, but take a man to apologize.
It does, man. You know, listen, I apologized to Marlon. I said, you know something, man, this was you know, I was an asshole and I overreacted. You know, my thing was I want to do an interview with him and he asked for 40,000 plus 30% of future revenue. And I just thought that was an insane number. And, you know, but then again, it was a private conversation that I decided to make public.
Maybe he just didn't want to do it.
He probably just didn't want to do it. And that's what I told him. I said, I'd rather just say you don't fuck with me than give me a number like that. And that's cool. You don't have to fuck with me. You know? And, you know, we had a conversation beforehand and I decided to be an asshole and jump out the window. But I publicly apologized. And I also texted him and personally apologized to him. And, you know, he never responded, but that's cool. People don't have to respond to your apologies. Your apology is there because you feel a certain type of way.
Yeah, I mean,
you shouldn't do it because you expect the person to say, okay, that's okay.
You do it to get
if he
it
accepts it, doesn't accept it, that's cool. I said what I said, and I stand behind it, and I stand behind my apology, and that's cool.
I see, and I was like, yo.
Yeah, life goes on, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I figured that if me and Dame Dash would have ever talked, I would apologize for my role in the dispute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think the way it even started, which is a little silly, was something that happened with Jay-Z at the time, and me and him were doing interviews at the time. I said, hey, do you want to do an interview about what Jay just said, blah, blah? And he was like, well, why would I talk about what another man does? I said, okay, that's cool. And then like a couple of days later, he does a video literally talking about that. And I'm like, well, why'd you tell me no, blah, blah? And then that's when we started kind of arguing a little bit. But at the end of the day, he's allowed to do that. Who am I to question what he does on his own time? He could tell me I don't want to do it with you and I'm going to do it on my own. That's cool. So I overreacted and I would have apologized for that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and then I would have seen if he would have taken responsibility for some of the stuff that he did, like making that conversation public and so forth. But I can humble myself when I need to humble myself because, you know, nobody's ever in the right completely and no one's ever in the wrong completely. It's how I look at life.
Sometimes people are in the wrong completely.
You're right. Sometimes people are. Most times, though, there is some level of...
How people, the perspective.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like,
pride.
When you said this bothered me. And it's like, well, I didn't mean it that way. What I meant was X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it. You know, like, I mean, for example, like, you know what Tariq Nasheed is? He's this like, you know, this dude that's very, you know, he's an FBA guy, Foundational Black Americans. Basically, like, he did a whole documentary saying that hip hop only came from Black Americans. Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans had nothing to do with it. I don't agree with this, by the way. I don't agree. Cool Herc is Jamaican. He's a Jamaican immigrant. I'm just saying.
I mean, so you said Jamaicans don't have nothing to do with it.
That's what he said.
Ain't Jamaicans black?
Yes.
I mean, I know it came from New York in
the 70s, 73, year I was born.
But what's the point of saying that though? Like,
basically, his point of view is that American Black people need to basically separate themselves from like Africans and Caribbeans and people who come over to this country and try to downplay the struggle of American Black people while simultaneously benefiting from the struggle.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Recently, I've been seeing a little bit. I seen Akon say something that was kind of like. Then I seen the boy Burna Boy say something kind of like. I mean, because about like Black people in America. Like, I mean,
there is a friction between these groups. I understand that,
but I don't understand that. Like, I mean, you would think that a person from Africa would be like feel like. Because mind you, nobody from America trying to be like nobody from Africa. You never see a American.
It's usually the other way around.
You never see a. I've never saw nobody.
Hold on. Remember, there was a time in hip hop where everyone was trying to be Afrocentric.
Afrocentric, but I'm saying that. But
remember the African medallions and everything.
But even
that was the whole time.
But Africans wasn't even wearing that.
I understand that, but they're wearing dashikis and kente cloth, and that was a time. Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul. That was a time. That was a time.
But when I say try to be like African, like far as they music, far as they like.
True.
I mean,
true.
like,
but culturally, there was a going back to Africa kind of. I'm a little older than you, so you may not remember.
I remember the medallions, the Africa one that was black with the black leather Jones.
Exactly. Black medallions, no gold.
What's the guy? Assalamu alaikum, alaikum assalam. What's the boy's name? What's his name?
Poor Righteous Teacher. Yeah, man. There was a whole thing where being a gangster was considered whack.
But I don't think that's. But I don't think that's the same thing though.
Around the time the Malcolm X movie came out.
Yeah. But I think. But I still think it was an American twist on trying to be like. Identify with
but people were still embracing Africa. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But African people like. But you never heard nobody say nothing bad about Americans saying nothing bad about the Africans like over there. Like they
That's not true. That's not true. There is. I remember I just interviewed Rotimi. You know who that is?
No.
Played Dre on Power.
Okay, yeah, I know that. He African?
Yeah, he's from Nigeria. Well, he's first generation, but his family is from Nigeria, and he would go back and forth. He's got a house in Nigeria, et cetera, right?
I should say I'm mostly Nigerian. I've never been there in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he was even talking about how, like, we talked about that, about how like, the friction goes, yeah, man, like growing up, being African wasn't cool. They're calling us like African booty scratchers and, like insulting us. And then, and all my friends, they were dark skinned, they were making fun of them. But then, I would go to Africa, they would call me a white boy because I was light skinned. And, it was a whole thing.
For a long time, man, it's not even just Africans too. You can throw in Haitians as well. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like growing up, it wasn't cool to be African. You were the butt of every joke, African booty scratcher, you're dark as hell, you look like midnight, I just happen to be light-skinned, so the ignorance of it is like, I've never seen a light-skinned Nigerian before, but I didn't get those things, but a lot of my cousins and a lot of my friends went through a lot of it. But when I was back in Nigeria, I was like one of the few really bright, light-skinned with light eyes back when I was a kid in my village. So they ostracized me and I was American. So they were like, you're a white man. You're Oyibo. We don't want you now. You know what I mean? So I was left alone a lot when I was back in Nigeria, to be quite honest, until I got older and then it became, he's the cool American cousin. But both places didn't accept this side of this side of who I am because it was just the outsider. So and when I grew up, a lot of the Haitian, Jamaican, first generation kids, they didn't have, from where I'm from, they're only speaking from where I'm from, they weren't really up to date on fashion or up to date on style or these things. So they were made to be fun of, like, yo, look at the African boy over there.
But I'm saying, like right now, I've been hearing them say like stuff about like the boy Burna Boy said something about how we don't get respect here because the Chinese people get respect here and this and that. And I was thinking like, well, in Africa they couldn't even go to the beach or nothing. They couldn't. Apartheid is always to the 90s. Like that I would think they would say like, well, damn, y'all got kidnapped to come to America. Most people that's here, they ancestors. Because I never thought nothing bad. I got one African friend named Jeff, and that's my man. Like I never really thought nothing negative about Africans, but it seems like they got a negative thought about American blacks. You know what I mean? It's like they don't like them or something, or look down on us or something like that. You know what I mean? And then, of course, I don't think it's all of them, but I've been hearing like a little stuff they've been saying lately, and I'm like, damn, I wonder why they feel like that. You know what I mean? But everybody want to copy off blacks in America. I mean, everybody. That's just a fact. Like, period. Like, even the Chinese people now.
Yeah.
But I think that just show people that like I just think you can't be trying to be like somebody and be racist towards them. So I just think like they're just showing that everybody's just starting. You know what I mean?
My point. So for example, I had Tariq Nasheed on my show. It was a good interview, and then I had this other guy, Tommy Sotomayor, on my show. I didn't know the two of them had beef, right? So as I'm interviewing Tommy Sotomayor in the same studio that Tariq was at in LA, Tariq storms into the studio to confront Tommy in the middle of the interview, which was crazy because it looks like, and Tommy's like, oh, you set me up. And I'm like, no, I didn't know this was going to fucking happen. You're on Instagram announcing that you're doing an interview on VladTV in LA. This guy was just there. So I was really pissed off, Tariq, because like, bro, like I gave you a platform. I was kind and polite to you and professional.
Nothing happened though, right?
How was that?
No,
they're just in each other's faces. No one got hit. Like, right. No one got punched.
But it could have been something, I guess.
Yeah. This was back before our security was tight, where all the doors were locked and we had security on. It was like
LA dangerous as fuck, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was pissed off for a long time about the shit. And then I remember in Tariq, we kind of like, were talking shit about each other back and forth for a bunch of years. Tariq did an interview and he goes, they asked about that. He goes, oh yeah, well, Vlad interviewed me and then he brought on Tommy to try to like fan the flames of our beef, to try to escalate things. And that's why I showed up. And I'm like, oh, that's what you thought. So I just called him one day. I said, hey, can we talk? He's like, sure. I said, look, I understand now where you're coming from, but I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to release the Tommy, because I never even put out the Tommy interview. I said, I'm going to release the Tommy interview, and you can watch it, and you will see I never even mentioned you up to the point that you actually crashed. In fact, he mentioned you a couple times, and I just like went on to the next topic. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know you two had beef.
So it's showing like how you, so
Yeah, and so it's like you're thinking I'm trying to crank up this beef.
And really believe it.
And really believed it.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but you're storming into my studio and making me look bad and making me look like my shit's unstable. So now me and you have a problem.
So basically doing the interviews is hazardous.
Sometimes. I mean, look at No Jumper. You see all the crazy shit?
Is he gay?
No.
Oh.
No, he was trolling on April Fool's one day, saying he was going to do a gay scene, but no.
Oh, I mean,
But he did do a threesome with his wife and a porn star.
A gay porn star?
No, a straight porn star.
A dude?
Yeah, black dude.
Fuck.
Lil D, yeah.
The young guy?
Yeah, in his 20s.
So the fuck? So he let him fuck his wife?
Well, the two of them fucked his wife. And he also did, she also did a scene with a black guy.
Oh, she's a porn.
She's a porn star also. Well, she was doing porn with him. They would do threesomes with other porn girls, but this was the first time she started doing scenes with other dudes.
That's a different lifestyle. I don't know. That's that lifestyle.
Not my thing. Adam's my friend.
That's a different lifestyle.
That's my man, but it's not something I would do. It's not my
thing. His real wife that he married.
They have a kid together. They have a daughter. And they are married, yes.
So he could just fuck any girl he wants. She don't care.
Well, he's fucked girls on camera when she wasn't there. So I think sex is not a big deal in their relationship.
They just love each other and they just,
Listen, man, they have better relationships than a lot of people I know. So.
I mean, I bet they do. I mean, shit. It sounds like they do. Like, that's a bit much. Yeah, but.
Hey, man, it's too much for me. But hey, listen, whatever works, every relationship. Look, I remember when I interviewed Lamar Odom, and I talked about the Kardashian curse and all the crazy stuff. And he said, hey, if a camera crew followed around your family and broadcast every single thing they do, you guys would look pretty crazy too.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Everybody probably would.
That's a good point. We have the luxury of having private lives. The Kardashians do not. So every single thing becomes a thing. But listen, I got crackheads in my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got drama in my family. I got shootings in my family. Yeah. I got prison in my family. Like, I got gangsters in my family.
Yeah.
Like, I got all types of crazy shit. Attempted murders, like, all types of stuff that people just don't know about because it's not broadcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So it just is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Beanie Sigel has a food truck now.
Yeah.
So is that like his full-time thing now?
I never ate there. I never went to the food truck, but I guess I'm not sure. I don't know if it's his full-time thing. I think he's just like he always cooked though.
Oh, see, that's his thing.
Yeah, he always know how to cook. I ate his food a couple times back in the day. He not cook real good, so I guess it might be like a passion for him, I guess. You mean?
Yeah, there's actually a new video where Jadakiss actually pulled up to Beanie's food truck.
That's funny. Never I think. Yeah. I mean, but I think
it's gotta know considering the two of them used to go at it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I posted went down to his truck to check this truck out to see what he got going on down there. I just never got a chance to get around to it. But I don't think it's his full-time thing. It might be because at some point you got to find something to do to retire. You got to find something to do.
You think the food truck is his retirement plan?
I mean, if that's what if that's his passion.
I guess if you have a bunch of food trucks.
Yeah. Me personally, I wouldn't be on a food truck because it seemed dangerous in Philly.
Yeah, I've always felt that food trucks are like the SoundCloud rappers of like the restaurant world.
But if you really love doing it and just be, because people go see it's being, so people gonna come to the truck.
Right, just to see him.
So and if you love doing it, then But because you always cook, you can't always rap. You can't be 70
Well,
years
his voice changed after the shooting.
Yeah, they must have stripped vocal cords up. I don't know. That took the umph from out his raps. That killed him.
Yeah, man. Listen, I remember there was an interview with Jay-Z a long time ago where he said Beanie Sigel could be the next Tupac. Like he really has that it factor, and not only the emotion behind his music, but the background and the reality of it all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that Beanie just got into too much bullshit along the way that sidetracked him.
Yeah, because as far as music wise,
The
lyrics
shootings, the this, the rest, the that, like.
But we all raised wrong.
Yeah.
When you raised wrong, you do make wrong decisions.
Yeah.
You do make decisions. You taught you, and you don't even know the decisions you're making wrong. You don't even know that. You think you're doing the right thing. I mean, it's taking you years and years and years of trying to be better to know that the way you're moving is wrong.
Yeah, man. And as parents, you have to think about that. You have to think about these decisions you make are going to have repercussions with your kids. I saw myself repeating my dad's mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing that I'm repeating my dad's mistakes until I'm done with the mistake. And I'm like, oh, wait, my dad did the same shit. Like, okay. I didn't even know it. You pass down your trauma. You pass down.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unless you be mindful of it. And by the time you're mindful of it and know, like, I got a granddaughter. I'm going to be a better grandfather than I would be a father. You know what I mean? Because when I was a father, I ain't know nothing about nothing. Now it's like, you know what not to do and what to do. You know what I mean? But, we in the hood had you all backwards, man. Caring about the wrong stuff, doing the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? So, like, that's why. And then you get success mixed in with it. Yeah. So that's like, worse than a drug. Success worse than crack, doing crack, man. Success could be worse.
100%. Well, I'm just going to leave you with this before I let you go. I actually saw this on Dame Dash's Instagram page. This is the Diamond is Forever poster.
Yeah, I'm
on
there.
This before?
Yeah, I've seen it. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram. It's an old poster,
Yeah, when you look, it shows all the artists on Roc-A-Fella, I guess at a certain point.
Yeah.
So you got Memphis Bleek, Jay-Z, of course, Biggs, Dame, Cameron and the rest of Dipset, Kanye, Beanie, the Young Guns, Freeway, MOP, I forgot they were on there.
Yeah, for a little while, yeah.
Oschino and Sparks.
Yeah.
DJ Clue, PD Crack, of course. Old Dirty Bastard. You forget that he was on there.
I remember right before he passed away, we had a video. It was like, it had two videos put together. It was like Old Dirty Bastard and Beans video and me and Sparks video. Like, so we Old Dirty Bastard was in the trailer together and shit. First time I ever saw him, met him, whatever.
So you got to hang out with him a little bit?
He died like a couple days later.
Yeah.
It's like right before he passed away. You know what I mean? Old Dirty Bastard was special. He was like, he didn't give a fuck. He was different.
Listen, I interviewed Young Dirty Bastard, his son, and he said his last memory, the last time that he met with his dad, they were in the studio, and his dad pulled out a crack pipe and smoked in front of him and said, "This is what you don't want to do." And then he died of an overdose soon afterwards.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
He went to jail, man. I heard he tried to kill himself in prison. One of the Wu-Tang guys told me that on camera.
I remember he was on welfare, like as a Wu-Tang member. He was on getting.
Yeah, I remember he went on MTV. He went to the welfare, to the food stamp machine and got food stamps. He got shot in the stomach.
Yeah,
at one point.
I watched the Wu-Tang show. Like they got a show that be coming on TV. It's like a show about their life, about when they was on the road and everything, and they show you a lot of stuff that they was going through.
Yeah,
I mean,
Rel.
Yeah, Rel, the singer Rel.
Yep. Young Steph.
Young Steph from Jersey.
Samantha Ronson, who is
she a DJ now?
Yeah. Mark Ronson's sister. Denim.
Yeah, Denim. Did she used to go with Lindsay Lohan? I think
that was like her girlfriend.
Yeah, I think that was her girlfriend. Yeah.
DJ Clue.
DJ Clue. Yeah, I remember that.
Nicole Ray.
What about Emil? Is Emil on there?
Emil's not on here. Alan Anthony. I think Emil had gotten dropped by the time this came out.
Oh shit. Yeah, Emil was dope. Emil would have been killing it right now with this era.
Yeah, I heard that she was working like Target at one point. She just completely left.
I remember
Dame like dissed her after she got dropped or something.
I don't remember. I just don't remember. She was a State Property movie. Then I just never seen her no more. But right now, if the way girls killing it right now, it would have been perfect for her right now.
Or just go in and start doing interviews, start talking about your experience and everything else like that. I mean,
I think some people if you're not where you're supposed to be, they might be feel like a little embarrassed or something, maybe, or maybe just tired of show business,
or maybe like they haven't really kept up with their looks.
Yeah, people
Their
loved her.
weight.
People loved her.
You know, she's probably not all skinny anymore. She may be
But on a treadmill.
heavy. Yeah, man. Listen, none of us look. Listen, I don't have my 20-year-old sexy anymore.
Exactly.
I'm 51. Whatever.
But she
you know
got-
what I'm saying? I embrace who I am.
Man, people love her. Like she come out, she come out. She could go do shows just singing that song she got with Jay-Z. She be doing shows just off that one song.
Can I get a what?
Yeah,
What?
that shit, she could get paid off that one song right there. I mean, even if she opened up for somebody or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why people just, you know, I don't know. They just kind of go into hiding.
Maybe she married to somebody and happily married somewhere.
Oh, is that what it is?
I said maybe. I don't know. Maybe she is. I mean, so yeah, but she was definitely the shit. She was the shit.
I mean, do you know why she got dropped?
No,
I mean, I know her album didn't do well, but
I don't know why she got dropped. She was the shit though. I know that. Like she could have, because the way girls killing them right now, she'd have been perfect.
I feel like Roc-A-Fella wasn't really dropping people. They would just let people stay on the label, and then at one point, if they get a hit,
My thing is this: once you Roc-A-Fella stamp you should be able to make money forever after that. You know what I mean? Like, it was
But
like,
when you look at this list,
I think some people just like kind of like
what happened to Denim? I've never even heard of Alan Anthony. Young Steph, I never really heard of. Rel, I remember. Where's Rel right now? Nicole Ray, where's she at? DJ Clue's still on the radio.
I mean, I think if you wanted, they probably just stop wanting it.
Yeah, I mean, MOP was MOP before Roc-A-Fella.
Yeah, MOP,
so
yeah,
that's just whatever.
Yeah, MOP gonna always,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They would end up going to G-Unit afterwards.
Yeah, MOP gonna be MOP no matter. Yeah.
You know, look at Kanye though.
Yeah. Yeah, Kanye was. It was timing, perfect time for him. Came out the right time. That was the right shit. And then that one video he did that he put out on himself, that shit was.
Through the Wire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed him right around that time.
That shit was like, yeah. So he deserved. I mean, but then look how what he going through now. Like it's like going through a lot. It seemed like he's going through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's still worth many, many millions.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
he got what, 4 kids?
Yeah,
He was married. Got his wife with her titties out all the time.
all the time.
I remember me and Dion Cole talked about this because he's from Chicago and he knows Kanye. I said, what do you think about Kanye having his wife with the titties out? He's like, that's billionaire behavior. You have to be a billionaire to pull that off.
I guess so.
Think about it. Me and
you.
you can't relate to that. We're
I
too
don't.
broke
Yeah, but my
to
thing is
have
just-
our girl out with her titties out. You're going to need security around you. You're going to, you got to move a certain type of way. You got to fly private. You know what I mean? You got to stay in certain types of hotels. You can't just pick up your girl at UPS and have her titties out as you go to Applebee's. Like, that's not going to work.
But can't you do that without marrying her?
Yeah, you can, but you still need to have some money
Yeah,
to maintain that.
But, see, my thing is,
Or else dudes are going to start flocking around you.
maybe billionaire behavior, that is that, because I don't understand it.
Billionaire behavior.
I don't understand it, because I'm thinking, you could just be my girlfriend and do that, maybe, or a friend. I don't want my wife to be like, you mean, like that. Like,
Yeah, I know. I don't get it either.
I mean, but you know,
But Kanye's always been different.
yeah, for sure. I respect him. At least he married her.
Yeah. Yeah, they're saying they're getting divorced, but you see them together the next
She look
day.
like Kim Kardashian.
A little bit, yeah. He's got type.
Yeah, the Armenian is whatever.
White girl with big titties.
I don't look at Kim Kardashian as white.
Well, she's Armenian. That's white.
I'm-
Pretty much white.
She don't seem white to me. Maybe because she must have so many black people, she ain't not white. But she don't give me white vibes though.
I mean, yeah, she's not into white guys. You know, what about Pete Davidson?
No, and the boy
Davidson?
played for the Nets.
Yeah, but he was mixed, right?
But yeah, was he?
Yeah, he was half black, I think.
Oh well,
You know,
yeah. She must.
Kanye's definitely black. I mean, her first husband, David Thomas, I interviewed him. He's definitely black.
Kim is black at this point, bro. Like,
Yeah, she's just honorary black.
It's so crazy. I never thought about Kim as being white.
She's white.
That's crazy.
I mean, she has dark hair.
I'm
but
just
she's
saying, like
still
in my
white.
brain, like I never. If I see Kim Kardashian, I never think of seeing like a white girl. Like
She's white.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Her kid's not white,
Well, the kids are mixed. They're half black.
but you know once you have black, it's over.
So, but you're still. It doesn't transfer back to you again.
It's over. Like like. I mean, but yeah, Kim Kardashian, she the shit though. Like I mean, damn, I gotta rearrange my brain. If Kim Kardashian is white,
There you go. There you go.
the fuck.
Oschino, man. Second time on VladTV.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the Vlad fans, man. Thank y'all for your comments, man. Cause I know y'all be brutal on YouTube, man. Y'all shit. They say they hate everything you say. But the last thing I gotta say, I remember seeing LeBron James. Right, it was an old lady about to die in the hospital. Right, she said she was a LeBron James fan. Her whole hospital room had all LeBron James stuff in it. Right, so LeBron James sent a pair of sneakers to her. I'm all like about to cry. I'm all sad looking at the video. I read the comments when I say they saying the most evil shit. Like, why would you waste a pair of LeBrons on her?
They really said that.
Yes, I said,
why would you waste a pair of LeBrons
she about
on
to die.
her?
She about to get. I said, these people is crazy. Yo, I said, I can't read YouTube comments, man. They fucking brutal. They don't care, man. Like, so.
But
man,
the funny part is, those same people, if they see you in public, they'll go take a picture with you.
Yep. They talk shit later on that day.
Later on that day.
Yeah, so,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
Because there's real life
there's online life.
and there's online life. My thing is like this. If you're a public figure, thinking that comments are real is like being in a relationship with a girl online for 2 years that you've never met.
Yeah, like the guy did on that reality show.
You may think that she's a supermodel and got ass and titties and whatever else, but she could be a man the whole time.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? It's not real. Go outside and actually see the people and connect with them and take pictures with them and have conversations with them. I can't leave the house without someone coming up to me asking me for a photo. You know what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like saying how much they love my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like I don't get hate anywhere I go. Anywhere I
Only
go. But
online.
online, you think that I'm the fucking Antichrist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the difference, man. It's just like thinking it's real is like being in a catfish relationship. It's
Sure.
not real. You don't know who's on the other side.
You don't.
You have no idea. They have a picture of a cat, and they're saying they hope your father dies.
So people get to say whatever they want to see behind that computer screen.
Right. And there's no repercussions to it.
None. I mean, they right in their mom basement, living there with all this dirt
Exactly.
around. Make sure y'all go skip that regrets video. Go check out the regrets video, Oschino Regrets.
That's what it is.
Peace.
Peace.